go from there. With all of that in mind, we're going to put a marker right here for our awesome archivist Dragon Raider X. We're going to tab over to this screen. I'm going to hope that my internet doesn't die, and I'm going to find some apropos music for tonight. I believe we're going to fade in on Salcom. Now, Salcom, do you want... Do you want to fade in and continue your conversation with Brayden, or do you want to fade in later that afternoon?
I'd like to with Brayden, because there was one other thing I wanted to do.
So we fade back in the in-room of the Yawning Portal, the dark, quote-unquote vacant room of the Yawning Portal, the high suite at that, because that's what Brayden has been hanging out in. The room is dark, save for the afternoon light streaming in from the window that is just below street level. And we find Salcom, Brayden Coy, and the Black Viper, of all people, sitting on the floor having a conversation. Though, admittedly, the Viper seems a bit antsy. The floor is yours, gentlemen.
So... you should probably still take the horn. Rockham's gonna hurt me for this. You should probably still take the horn just in case. Even with her.
Out of character, I don't actually know if I can. Because I've got my cloak, I've got the Thieves' Coin, I don't know if I've got anything else that's magical in there. I shouldn't.
I don't believe you do, no. Also, the Thieves' Coin... No, yeah, the Thieves' Coin does require attunement, so yeah. You've only got the 2. I think. Do you have any unidentified objects on your person?
No.
Then, yeah, you're fine.
Okay. Aye. If you really have that little trust in me that you think I'll need it.
It's not so much I don't trust you, Brayden. I know you're good at what you do, because, God, you really are. It's just, I don't trust the city. I don't trust your side of this city.
And I don't trust yours, so it's mutual.
And
I think the Black Viper like raises a finger, like, hang on, and she goes,
which half are you including me in precisely?
I just don't trust you in general.
I mean, for me, which side do you claim yourself with?
God fucking, you're gonna make me fucking do it again, Salcom. With that line, I have to pull out her character sheet again because I have to have her make a charisma save again. Someone is echoing horribly.
Aye, Gracie.
Gracie. So I think, yeah, okay, fucking. So you say, who do you like affiliate yourself with? And I think she like gets to her feet, not all the way up, but like gets to her feet, puts one hand on her dagger, and I think she says something edgelordian to the effect of like,
I'm out of myself. That's all you can be in the city.
Well, if you're not his side and you're not my side, then you're neither sides. You don't have to worry about it.
Of the two of you?
and she just like gestures at Brayden with her free hand.
I mean, we might be in opposing guilds, but we're still family.
Yeah.
Well, you know what they say about family.
She sits back down.
Yeah, you can only trust him as far as they can throw him, and he can probably throw me across town.
Oh, shit,
If you're looking at the Black Viper, you can see like the lining of her mask moving as she's mouthing something, but she doesn't say any words.
Dang it, I was gonna give Brayden Bardic Inspiration, but that only lasts 10 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, if Brayden has a check to make in the next 10 minutes, it could be useful.
Don't fall out the window.
Yeah, right.
True enough.
I mean, I joke, don't actually give me Bardic Inspiration. Save it for when it's actually needed.
I have 4 charges.
And it will probably be needed because this is us we're talking about.
It's a valid point.
There's already one getting put up today. Fair enough.
Don't you have somewhere to be?
Yes, I have to go to the theater. Where's the theater again? He's like looking at the Viper.
I think she gives you an address without realizing it. She just rattles off an address, and then like you see her like close her mouth and inhale.
We're just going to pretend I didn't say that.
You deal with the Harpers more often than you think, don't you?
I deal with the Harpers more often than you think.
Well, you two have fun. Stay safe and out of my brother's pants.
What?
I get that Braden would look at Sockham like, you fucking what?
Yeah, I think the Black Viper's eyes go from Sockham to Braden, and then back to Sockham, and she's just like staring.
First of all,
Right, so-
who are you to make such a claim? Second of all, who are you to tell me to do anything? Third of all, no.
I can answer all of those with a single answer. It was a joke.
Besides the
Hey,
point.
Sockham, make a perception check for me, please.
Oh, no.
Just for a thing. Okay. What's on your belt currently, Sockham?
My belt? I
Yes.
think the only thing I've got on my belt is my pouch and the only potion I've got.
Okay. So I think you're like, it was a joke, and you turn to leave, and she goes,
Forgetting something?
and just holds up your potion.
Hey. Yes. He'll take a quick step to like grab it if she'll let him.
Yeah. She's holding it in like 3 fingers from the base. Just like holds it up as you do when someone is walking past you to like take your drink in the kitchen. Same thing, but with a potion vial.
I need to learn how to not let people do that. Like,
I mean,
puts it
don't keep
just
things
belt.
on your don't keep things on your belt.
But it's so convenient.
I mean, it is, but also Waterdeep.
I mean, I agree with him. It's very convenient.
You make a fair point, Braden.
Right, so the plan is let everyone know that I'm alright, what I'm doing, not where I am,
Right.
and
Tell every-
you go to the theater and knock him dead.
Well,
Figuratively,
fair-
that was a figure of speech.
He knows he's already.
Are you certain?
I am certain because he's not that stupid. Looks at Sockham
Are
with
you
like,
certain?
right? Braden looks at Sockham like, right? You're not that stupid.
I've been trusted with the sentient axe companion. I'm pretty sure I'm not that stupid.
Are you certain?
I mean, if all else fails, the axe can correct me.
I've survived this long, right? And now I've got a smarter half of me.
My condolences to whomever that is.
Right.
And in the background, Azraesh is just strobing like a.
Hey.
Doing the HAL 9000's pulse.
I mean, I'm. Yes. So Sockham, you leave the room, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So you leave, and like, Brayton, you've seen Tristan do this. Sockham leaves the room, the door closes, and the Black Viper just starts like counting down in her head. She like ticks off with her finger. You see her like counting, and she gets to 10, and she goes,
All right, let's go.
It's like Braden like shrugs and it's like, "Aye, sure, let's go."
"Okay, so you
Hey,
guys, good."
did Sockham actually give me the horn?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, right.
So
Um,
you
well
have
done.
you have Rockham's hunting horn. So we crossfade on you guys leaving the room much more stealthily than Salcom. So we stay with Salcom. Like, we stay there where Salcom leaves, and we crossfade over to Salcom leaving the Yawning Portal and making his way uptown towards the Lightsinger Theater. You have an address. Remind me, can you read Waterdeepian script?
With how long we've been here, I assume I'd be able to read at least the streets.
In 10 days in Italy, if you don't speak Italian, can you speak Italian? That's not how that works, mate.
Then I guess I'll answer that with comprehend languages.
If you want to use a spell slot for this, by all means. I'm just asking if you can read Waterdeepian script.
That's a no, Chief.
Okay. So, how do you intend to find the Lightsinger Theater? Now, I remind you, you have been there before.
Part of my plan was follow what I remember on how to get there before from the Yawning Portal.
Did you take a carriage before? I'm pretty sure you took a carriage before.
We did, didn't we? So I'd have a hard time remembering that. We also walked back, though.
That's fair. That's fair. You did walk back. Make a survival check. The simplest way to do that. There is a mechanic in the game for precisely this.
I mean, do you also have a map?
I don't think he does. No.
Unless there's a little picture on the pamphlet that says "Go here."
No, it has an address on it, but okay. How long do you walk before you realize you're not at the Lightsinger Theater?
Like 20 minutes?
Okay. He's like, I should have gotten there by now. You have no idea where you are. You're still in Waterdeep. It's not like the signs are suddenly in, like, Kalashite. But you're, yeah.
That would be pretty Kalashite.
It would be.
I'm not funny. Sorry.
Fine.
All right. Backup plan. He's gonna like try to find someone he can ask.
Okay, so you go up to a random person. Like, do you have a specific type of person that you're looking for?
He's generally going to aim for someone who's blatantly a little happier looking.
But okay. Admittedly not the question that I meant to ask, but I'll take it. What I meant was, for instance, do you want to find a guard? Do you want to find a noble? Do you want to find a street urchin? Like,
a guard is probably what I'm after.
Okay, so you want to find a happy guard.
Or just a guard.
Oh, if you want to find just a guard, you could totally just... Okay, you walk up to a guard. You walk up to a member of the City Watch, and they see you, and I think they like give you a nod, puff themselves up a little bit. Good afternoon, citizen. What can I do for you?
I'm looking for the Lightsinger Theater.
Show's not till this evening, mate.
By my understanding, this is the last day for auditions.
It looks you up and down. You a bard?
In a sense of speaking. The Scald is what I call myself.
Are you wearing the Harper pin openly?
Since everyone's blabbing it, he probably has it pinned to, like, the
bear cloak?
Yeah.
Okay. So he sees the Harper pen, and his demeanor changes, and he nods. He says, "New in town."
A tad, yes.
And he gives you directions, and he gives you like. Do you tell him you can't read the signs?
Probably like real subtle as well as that would make sense.
So he gives you the country farmer directions. He gives you the like you go down the street until you hit the Walmart, then you hang a left. Like he gives you that type of direction.
And you're right past the blasted stump.
Exactly. And so yeah, and then we diagonal wipe to you standing out front of the Light Singer Theater where you were about a week ago.
Shut this off for you.
You're not muted, by the way, Kamsi.
Oh. Yeah, sorry. I didn't realize it was picking up my father. He had come to get his brain slug and turn off his machine.
Fair enough. And there's a big banner on the front of the theater that says auditions are now available. And there's a line of people outside. Most of them have stacks of paper that they're reading.
Kasakam's gonna try and figure out what they are.
Okay, you have never seen their like before.
Okay, then immediate backup plan. Excuse me, what's that you're reading?
Do you get in line and like ask the person in front of you, or do you just walk up to a random person?
He'd get in line and ask.
Okay, so you get in line, you ask the person in front of you, like, what are you reading? And the guy just starts laughing.
I don't... What's funny?
He turns around, it's some, like, foppish-looking half-elf. He peers down his nose. I say down, and then I realize you're a Goliath, and he looks up at you and sneers. And he says, this is the line for aspiring troubadours for Waterdeep, not the line for the soup kitchen. He turns back around.
Where do I get one of those book things that you've got there?
If you want a book, find a bookseller.
Well, I'm here to audition.
He starts laughing harder.
Is something funny, friend?
Yes.
Mind letting me in on the joke? It's been a bit of a tough day. If I'm gonna think hard on something, it's going to be my audition, not why some pompous little man is laughing at me.
He lowers the thing. You see him, like, he's got, like, a basket hilt rapier on his belt, and, like, turns around, and he says, say that again to my face, oaf.
You have a sword. I have Azure Edge.
He like glances at the axe on your shoulder, back at you. Coward's imitation. Where'd you steal that?
I didn't steal it. It was granted to me by Lady Vajrasafar herself, then reaffirmed mine while I am in service of Waterdeep by Lord Silverhand.
Make a persuasion check. Everything you said is true, but there is no way this elf is going to believe you. Just make a persuasion check for me. Alright, I'm gonna roll against that.
Just a long suffering sigh.
Okay. So he stares at you for a second. He sees the Harper pin on your cloak, looks you up and down, looks at yours, looks back at you. Wait a moment. You're... And he points a finger at you accusingly. You're the one in all the papers. The one who charmed old Durnan. Yes, Yes, I recognize you now. Rockham Zuma!
Run!
I think he just looks really, really disappointed for a second. Just this slowly growing cockiness, and then oh, no, that's my brother.
Oh,
I mean,
well,
you're right. You're right. That's me, but you named my brother.
I know there's a Full Metal Alchemist joke in here somewhere. I'm just trying to figure out where.
Right, thank you, Gracie. That's exactly where I was going with that. So I think it says, your brother, the talented bard. Where is he? Is he with you?
No, I'm the bard. This is no. Okay, no. I am the bard of the KnightLites. My brother is the tracker and the ranger.
Right, your brother Sockham.
No, I'm Sockham.
Where's your bow? Where's your brother? He should be in line.
No, my brother is Rockham. He has the bow. He is the ranger. I am Sockham. I have the fist and the sing.
Whatever the elf's surname was before, now it's Costello.
No.
I can't figure out if he's genuinely confused or just fucking with him.
Both.
Oh.
Both. He's a thespian. So I think the elf looks up and down and he says, "No, I'm quite certain that the papers say that the bard who charmed his way into the yawning portal was one Rockham Redar Zuma."
Two for three. Oh my god, he did the interview without us.
I love how that
feels like a reasonable realization for Sockham.
I mean, I'm not going to say whether or not it's a correct one, but
Good, because I don't remember. I didn't have that in my notes, so I don't remember. So that's me guessing too. Okay, no. I've been dealing with Harper business recently, so I haven't had time to be at a home base.
Wait, you're both Harpers?
No, my brother doesn't have any affiliations in.
Yes, your brother
Waterdeep
Sockham
yet.
is unaffiliated, but Rockham is a decorated member of the Harpers.
Whatever. Fine. Yes, I'm Rockham. Someone give me black paint.
Costume is through those doors. You'll need a script.
Where do I get a script? That's all I want to know, please.
He looks at the paper he's holding. You don't.
Mert told me to be here, and he didn't really tell me anything but to be here.
Lord Mert sent you.
You know what? At this point, I'm just gonna own it.
I see. Perhaps you should go before me then.
Nice as that is, I don't want to impose on the line and whatnot.
I dare say, if you were sent by Lord Mert, then we should. And he just turns away from you, and he says, someone, a Harper, the Gilded Harper, please. Apparently there's a message for you. Several people in line turn to look.
What's happening?
And yeah, a little bit later, an elf that you recognize, actually, Sockham, the blonde troubadour that originally gave you the musical score for The Fall of Tiamat, like comes up. He's not in like costume now.
Right.
He's wearing like a nice suit. And he's got like some stage makeup on. You can see like the line of a bald cap. He's wearing a wig, a blonde wig. You can see like line of a bald cap under it. He's like, again, like a half done up like actor, right? And he comes up to you and he smiles and he says something in Elvish to the elf, who responds in kind, and then he chuckles and he looks at you and he says, "Here to audition? What's this about Lord Mert sending you?"
Due to some circumstances me and my friends are in, I've suppose one could say I've gained a level of favor, enough that Mert knows me.
I should say so, you outrank me.
Do I? I don't really know how this works.
It shows. Speaking of shows, you're here to... Who are you reading for?
I don't know. I was told to be here.
Let's get you into costume, then.
Okay. Finally, instruction!
And he just, like, grabs you by the arm and starts to lead you past the line and into the theater. Do you go with him?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So he takes you, like, backstage to a mummer's dressing room, and there's, like, I love the idea that the road crew for the Harpers is a bunch of fae. So there's, like, a gnome running around with paper, like a big stack of papers, and there's a bunch of, like, pixies doing makeup, right? It's a very, like, Disney princess scene. And you're, like, plopped down in front of a vanity with a bunch of candles around it. And the elf, like, smiles at you, and he says, "Just between you and me, you don't have any idea what this performance is, do you?"
Not a clue.
Right. Good luck. And he like goes to stand up and he stops and he says, "By the way, did you know the papers are calling you your brother's name? You really should work on your branding."
I heard. I had an entire debacle outside.
Well,
I'm gonna fight my brother, but...
do well today and everyone will know your name. By the way, you said you and your friends get up to a... Well, you said you get up to things. We meet every week.
Shouldn't be problematic. I mean...
Sometimes more than once.
We're in the middle of an investigation, but at the same time, I've got myself a lead.
No. Your place is here on the stage, if that's what you want to do.
Mert's told me to do both, so I'm just doing what I'm told.
Well, yes, such is the life of a harper.
Regardless, if I make it on, nothing will stop me. Except for cold hard
nothing.
murder.
You're competing against me, my boy.
I've no doubt it'll be a hard match to beat.
I intend to try out for the lead.
I don't think Sockham has any idea.
I don't think you have
how...
any idea what a lead is, no.
I think I love the idea he just like rolls with it, like that's a normal thing to say.
Uh-huh.
Like, yeah, me too.
You? Forgive me, but you don't really strike the figure of Reginald.
Subversion of expectations.
Do you even know what that means?
I don't.
Well done.
I heard my little brother say it once, and I thought it sounded good.
I love the idea that while you're talking, there's like Tinkerbell in front of you with like a little puff thing, little makeup puff, and she's like changing your skin tone to like pink instead of gray.
Big old Sereno nose.
Oh god.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
God, so Sokkum sat there doing the...
You're turning
The
into
cliche.
Kratos. You're literally turning into Kratos.
no. That's kind of bad. That's just saying.
doing... This is great, I love it. So, where do I get a script, exactly?
You're a bit late, friend. Normally, we get our scripts, well, first of all, from a publisher. You go to a bookshop, you ask for a given script for a work, you pay for it, and then you spend weeks practicing your lines.
Uh-huh.
We are performing a theatrical version of a novel. It's quite long, several hours. You have to remember all of your lines.
I think there's a very silent Azure Edge, forgive me, I'm not sleeping tonight if I make it.
Yeah, you do still have Azure Edge, don't you? I think the pixie like pauses, and you, like floating in front of your face, you see like a little Tinkerbell like tilt her head and then go back to work. The elf says, I had you pegged for the Emperor at least. It's
Listen,
not
my friend.
Gnarl. It'd make
Listen,
a
my friend,
fantastic
I don't-
Gnarl.
My friend, I don't know what's happening. I'm just here trying out because I was told that I'd probably do good. So, who knows? I'll...
What productions have you done? Clearly, your teacher failed you.
The only production I've done was at the Yawning Portal, and it got a man thrown out the window for booing me.
No, I mean like, but you went to school.
No, not yet.
No, not yet.
He does the thing where he like opens his mouth and then leans his head away and makes a face in that like damn gesture, right? And he says, I'm sorry. It sounded as if you said that you weren't classically trained, yet you outrank me in our organization.
If it makes you feel better, I fought a gazer.
It doesn't particularly, no, because that means they're letting someone without talent into the harbors. I mean, no offense, but even a pristine lump of ore can still be refined in a kiln.
I plan to attend a college.
Then do so. Why are you here?
Because I don't have time now. My place is on a stage. You said so yourself.
Do you know anything about this story? And do you intend to try out for Reginald?
Sure.
Right. Let's back up. He holds his hand out. My name is Ethondrus.
Wonderful to meet you.
And shakes your hand. This is my job. This is how I put food in my belly and wine in my friends' hands. You
Okay.
are what we call a liability. You are unprepared. You hardly know common terminology. I don't want to use the word idiot, but you're behaving like one.
That's fair. My family calls me that. Alright. Here's a counter question. How often does this Emperor guy come up?
He does that thing where he looks up and like thinks for a second, and he says, 12 scenes, why?
Well, if this is your job, then clearly you're probably the most likely to get it. Get the lead.
Did you see that line outside?
Yes.
Most of those idiots are here to play Reginald.
Okay. I stand by what I said. I think you're the most likely.
I appreciate it. But what I'm saying is, most of those idiots are not only going to be refused, they're going to be hungry tonight. Because they don't set their sights on reasonable parts. They want the lead or nothing. I don't... Forgive me. Do you know what you are? I don't. You're not like me. He gestures at his ears. I've never seen your like before.
Is the little fairy still doing the makeup?
Yes, because you're gray and shirtless.
Yeah. He does this like really light, like careful not to hit her if she's by his chest, at his peck.
Right.
Sockum Reda Zuma
No, not who you are.
Of Clan Grawl, a Goliath.
A Goliath. Oh. So you're not a... Forgive me, I thought you were a half-orc.
No, that's my other brother.
Shall we move past that?
Sure.
Right. So, going back, there are characters in plays that can be different from the form. The conquering hero can be many types of individuals, but for example, if the play is about our illustrious Lord Laurel Silverhand, we don't want her, he gestures at the pixie, to play Laurel. The audience doesn't expect it. You understand? Don't give me that face, Denise. You know I'm right.
Sorry, Denise. Right. So I need to find a role I can match with.
Correct. It's called typecasting.
I see.
In The Raven and the White Wolf, the titular characters are, well, frankly, human.
I don't know. Denise is doing a pretty good job. He'd like to say, looking at himself in the mirror. I'm passable.
You're chest higher than everyone else in here. Do you have any idea how expensive it would be to put every other actor in lifts?
What if I slouch?
Reginald the Brave does not slouch.
Sorry. We're a page apart from each other right now. What you said, those other gentlemen outside are here for the lead or nothing. Yes?
Quite.
And that's why you're certain most of them are more than likely to not make it.
Correct?
I do not want the lead then.
I have some suggestions, and I say this sincerely, though those in your position tend not to like what I'm about to say.
Oh?
Play to your brutish strengths. If you can be mistaken for a half-orc, then play an orc. Besides, every hero needs a spectacular villain.
I have been practicing my intimidation.
It just so happens that the titular villain of The Raven and the White Wolf is an armored behemoth of a man who leads horsemen across the skies.
Okay, I'm sorry. Stepping away from the fact that this is a play, that sounds incredibly cool.
I'm waiting for Delta to yell at me. I'm waiting for it. It hasn't come up yet.
Yet.
I'm biting my tongue. I'm letting you carry on.
So you've caught it.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Okay. He nods. That's quite the story. It's a bit heavy on the romance, if you ask me, but, well, providing that Giselle gets the lead, I'm not going to complain.
Right. Well, suppose if that's what you think what's best, and you're dramatically better trained than I, suppose there can't be any harm in it.
And the best part is, you don't need many lines. I believe he has 4.
I can learn 4 lines.
Mostly you sit around looking menacing while being waited on by satyrs.
I don't think Sockham or I know what that is. No, I know what that is.
Yeah, you know what it is,
Sockham doesn't.
right?
Right, satyrs.
Have you ever died before?
Do you want me to answer that honestly?
On stage.
Oh, no.
Right. We will work on your theatrical fighting, providing you get the part. Right. Denise, do him up for, the Lord of the Hunt. And he, like, steps away. And you hear, because Denise is right in your face, you hear a little pixie, and she grabs a different bottle of makeup.
I'm terribly sorry.
You don't speak Sylvan, do you?
No.
So she just, like, tinkles at you.
Tinkles.
And then I think just because I want to keep this scene going, do you just, like, wait there while she does it? Because I think what it is we see the back of Sockham, and the mirror is blocked, so we just see him getting done up. And at some point, this like, big... I'm gonna keep with the Fae theme, but I'm gonna go Dark Fae. So I'm thinking the guy who comes in is, like, a quarter ogre or something. Like, he's bigger than a half-orc, but he's, like, very, like, bestial looking. A quarter ogre, quarter troll, something like that. He comes in with, like, a suit of, like, spiked black plate mail armor and just sets it beside your chair.
Whew. I hope I don't get into a fight today.
Are you proficient with heavy armor? This is costume armor, so it's a little bit lighter, but it's still metal.
No, I'm proficient with light and medium.
Okay, so it's bulky. You have to take off Azure Edge.
Oh boy.
You have to take off Azure Edge. You have to take off basically all of your gear. You're given a leotard and a Gambleson.
Gambison.
Gambison.
is funny.
Thank you, Gambison. And then the troll guy, like, helps you into this armor. This armor is completely impractical. As someone who fights, monsters for a living, like, this armor's got, like, spikes on the shoulders. You can't raise your arms above your head. Like, it looks awesome, but you can't see out of the helmet. Like, it's awful.
God, I so badly want to make a dwarf comment, but I don't think Sock knows about that, so I can't.
And then in lieu of Azure Edge, you're given this maul. You know what a flanged mace is?
I think?
The diamond-headed mace with the 4 blades on it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine that, but sledgehammer-sized.
Oh, God.
Oh dear.
A great mace.
That's
Yes.
awesome.
It weighs about 60 pounds.
I can carry that.
Yeah, especially if you don't have anything else. And then the troll and Denise, like, lead you clanking up the hallway up to the stage, and you can hear Ithondris, like, echoing as he's, like, projecting his voice, and he's reading he's reading something. You can tell that he's reading from a page to a room, but he's doing a good job.
Right. He is good, isn't he?
The troll just like nods at you as you're waiting. Like you can see him. He's in costume now. He's got the blonde wig has been replaced with a white one. He's wearing like a white shirt with some like black like studded leather armor over it. He's got a sword on his belt, and the scabbard looks like a wolf. And otherwise he looks kind of like a pirate, and he's just like gesturing around the stage, and he says something to the effect of we have to split up here, Ricci, or something like that. I'll go and face the villain at the top, and you go find the witches. And he's not talking to anybody. There's nobody else on the stage. And then you hear a familiar voice, as I switch the music tracks, say, Yes, Ithondris. Of course, you chose that scene. Without a doubt, you have someone for the Lord of the Hunt, don't you? And the troll, like, gives you a little shove.
Sockham will clumsily clank his way.
Are you carrying the mace or dragging it?
I think he's, like, properly carrying it both hands.
You're like holding it up on your shoulder like Mordekaiser?
Yeah.
Okay, so you walk out on stage, and you see the Light Singer Theater, except now you're in the position of the stage. You can see out. The first thing that you notice is it's dark. Like, it's hard to see the audience from the stage. The stage is lit up real bright, and it's really hard to see in the audience. But you do see Mert, and then, like, 4 other people that you have never seen before sitting in the direct front row. And Mert, like, stands up when he sees you, and he says, Ithondris, who is that? That's theater property they're wearing. And Ithondris says, Yes, my lord, but I don't think you'll disapprove of the casting choice. The casting choice is not within your purview. Who is that?
I think Sockham just points at Mert and roars out, I am the Lord of the Hunt. Dare ye not question me?
Alright, you know your lines. Can you fight? And I think Ithondris, like, turns to you and, like, holds a gloved hand out, and he says, Knave, you're not more than the monsters you used to do your bidding. I will face you here and now. And he, like, pulls out his sword, and he takes a completely bullshit stance. Like, you know for a fact that, like, this guy is gonna get walloped so hard.
I think there's this brief moment running through Sockham's head of, I'm not supposed to actually hit him, am I? And I'll kill him if he stood like that.
Oh yeah, no, like, he's completely open, like... You notice he's got a face prosthetic on, like, his ears are shorter than they should be. He's got, like, a scar going down one of his eyes. Also, his shirt shows way too much of his chest. Which has hair on it now, it didn't before.
His shirt shows way too much of his chest, he says to the character who never wears a shirt.
Exactly right, yeah.
I mean, Sockham hasn't worn a shirt since he was a little kid.
I mean, you're wearing one now. You're wearing 3, in fact. You're wearing a leotard,
Yeah.
a gambeson, and an armor plate.
Yeah, and, like, he's not super happy about it. God, so what was it he said? Oh, I think Sock is just gonna turn to face him, ready to take a step back in a proper stance with the mace.
So you take a proper stance, and Mert goes, No, not only are you going to kill him with your feet placed like that, but the audience can't see the crest on the chest piece. No, legs forward, shoulders to the audience. It's like you've never done this before.
Sokka really look at his feet, quickly comply, and then look back up to him. The half elf.
Yeah, right.
Fucking.
And Mert says, Right. let's... Fine, continue the scene, but if you do well, I need to know who you are so that I can mark it on the script. And Ithondris, like, nods at you, and he says, "How about you, fiend?" And he just sidles towards you. It's almost like he's skipping. He's got the rapier out in front of him, and he just, like, lunges at you. What do you do?
I don't think Sock's ever had the I don't think anyone's properly told him there's a difference between
they haven't. They absolutely have not.
Somewhat of a play fight and a play fight.
Sockham is going to fucking kill the lead actor of Waterdeep. This is going to be amazing.
I think Sockham, like, raises the great
Mace.
block the
maul. Yeah, you block the rapier. Okay.
Block the rapier, try and push it out of the way and push the head towards him lightly.
Okay, make an athletics check. You have advantage. Okay. So, yeah, I think you, like... you go to, like, take the mace off your shoulder and go to, like, parry with it. You put both hands on the mace, and you hold it, like, with one hand near the head of the mace and the other down the handle, so you can use the haft to block the rapier. And Mert says, "No, now what are you doing? Just swing the thing, you lumbering oaf."
Very quietly to himself. Okay. he like aims for the excuse me as I slap my
Again, this mace
chops.
is massive. This is far bigger than any weapon you've wielded. You know this is gonna fuck somebody up.
Aiming for
Just pretend it's Oz axe and you're 10 again.
Yeah, just aiming for the hip, trying to be light but make it look good.
Okay, make an attack with Azure Edge just so that I can see what you're rolling here. Okay, roll damage.
Oh no.
Okay, yeah. So fine. Ithondris goes down, falls to the stage, holding his side. Rapier goes clattering on stage. Everybody in the all 5 of the people stand up. Mert runs up onto the stage, just shouting obscenities. Ithondris is nope. I'm all right. I'm okay. I think mostly. Let me just. And he tries to stand up, and his leg gives, and he falls back to his knees Tell me again why we put spikes on the thing? At your insistence, Master Heartfire. You there, take off that helmet. Who are you?
Sokka takes it off. My defense, this is bigger than I'm used to.
Mert stares at you, and Ithondris starts laughing hysterically. And Mert just looks down and just kicks Ithondris in the ribs as hard as he can.
Oh, come on. He already got hit there. What?
That was cruel, Ithondris. That was unnecessary. Sokka, my boy, what are you doing in that get-up?
He told me that I should go with type casting.
I don't disagree with him, but you didn't answer my question.
I was told that this would be the role. He recommended this role for me, so I went with it. I don't really know what I'm doing.
Right. That's the villain, Sokka.
Yes, he told me that much. The Lord of the Hunt.
Quite. Enslaver of the good citizens, despoiler of monsters, pillager of villages, etc., etc. You're alright with that?
Well, I was going to do the lead, and he told me that that was his method of living. That was his job.
if you tried out for the part of Reginald the Brave, I'm fairly certain my committee, he gestures down into the audience, would find you wanting, my boy. No, I rather agree with the casting choice. It's the method that concerns me. That costume that you're wearing costs more than half this theater combined.
All right. I have some issues with that. First of all, this armor is completely impractical. The number of spikes makes it impossible to move. The stance he had was completely horrific.
And Thundrus starts laughing again, and Merc just puts his hand to his face. He says, Sorghum, my boy. You're completely right. The objective is not to harm someone. The objective is to look big and scary for the fools who pay to watch the show.
So, swing at him, don't hit him.
And don't damage the stage, or the lights.
I can do that. And I've been practicing my, angry voice, so I'd like the chance to try it.
Right. Scream.
I think Sockham's gonna try to give that same yell he gave to Mother Bear.
Yeah, exactly. You roar, and Mert like holds his hand up and waves you off like, stop. No, Soghum. I said scream, like a woman.
Oh. There's such an easy joke there, but I can't do it. Something mimics Pierce. No.
Yeah, right?
Oh, I feel bad. Oh, I think Sokka will do his best to do that.
Okay, make a performance check. Okay. Again with your fucking performance rolls, go fuck yourself.
Hey, Trey Scare, you remember what I said last night?
So you scream, and as you scream, Ithondrus jumps to his feet, grabs the rapier, and jams it under your arm all the way to the hilt. And you feel his weight, like, pushing you down. What do?
I think Sokkum just goes with it.
Okay, so you fall to the floor in this armor with Ithondrus, like, on top of you, and he's, like, pushing the rapier into the crook of your arm, basically, not actually hitting you. Like, shoving you down, and then when you run out of breath, and Ithondrus is, like, on top of you, he says, close your eyes.
Just real quick.
Real quick what?
Just real quick does. Just...
Okay, so you go slack, close your eyes, and you hear Mert say, ladies and gentlemen, our Lord of the Hunt! And there's, like, polite, noble applause. And then you feel, like, the weight come off your chest as Ithondrus gets up. You open your eyes, and Ithondrus has, like, got his hand out to you. He cannot physically get you up. You weigh so much.
Yeah, I think he'll take his hand out of politeness, but do most of the work himself.
Make a straight saving throw.
Oh, God.
This armor sucks. Yeah, about that.
Sucks.
You passed barely, so you have trouble getting to your feet. Right. So, we are in agreement then. Ithondrus Hearthfire as Reginald the Brave, and Sorghum Zumar as the Lord of the Hunt. Good. That simply means we need our Giselle here. I don't think she's come yet, Lord Mert. Is she trying out for the part? Of Ricci? Yes, of Ricci. You'd have to ask her. You're useless, Ithondrus. Good actor, but useless. Sorghum, do you know where the dressing room is?
Yes.
Good. Go there, remove that armor, and return here.
Right.
So you lumber off the stage.
Yeah.
And I think we crossfade over to Braden Coy.
The sneaky boy.
Koi. Braden Koi, sneaky boy.
So, Master Koi,
Aye.
do we catch you, like, furiously making out with the Black Viper? Or, like, what do we see?
Funny. Probably heading to like the safe house that she had mentioned earlier.
Okay. So we cut to the two of you, like, on a rooftop, like, doing the, like, ninja run across the city, right? And yeah, she's leading you, like, uptown to the nice districts. And every so often, she's, like, she's way slower than she ought to be. Like, and you know that, like, you guys could go faster, but repeatedly she's, like, hesitated and, like, pointed, and you see, like, a griffin rider go by. And you realize pretty quickly she's showing you, like, patrol routes as you go.
Aye.
And after a bit of this, it's been like a half hour since Sockham left. She says, she breaks the silence. She hasn't said anything up to this point, and she says,
So, are you planning to stay in Waterdeep?
Well, for now, aye, at least.
Why?
Stay here permanently? No. I missed what you said, sorry.
She said, why?
Well, to be honest, I ain't exactly got much to go back for back home.
I know. My friend knows that quite well.
I mean, don't get me wrong, they're nice people, but I haven't really got much to do there.
So what's your intention for this city?
As you, like, jump between buildings.
Looking to get rich? Looking to overthrow the Masked Lords? Looking to be one?
You kidding? No, I ain't that ambitious. The money would be nice, aye, but honestly, just do what I enjoy, which, and he like gestures to what they're doing at the moment.
Do you need money?
It like stops and like moves his belt a bit, and it's like hangs his head. It's like, yeah.
You could have said something. Here.
And she, like,
I mean, I'd
she
rather earn it
literally
myself.
just, like, reaches into her, like, I don't even know what it's called, like, her leather armor, and pulls out, like, a bag and just passes it to you.
So he's not gonna look at it, he'll just like shove it in his pack and keep going.
It's heavy. Like, it
Aye.
takes both hands to hold it.
He'll look at how much is in it later.
Okay. She says,
You could have said something. You're good at what you do.
I mean, thanks, but I would have rather earned it myself.
Alright, then help me with this job.
Fair dues.
That's the mansion there, Rosnar Estate. I'll go in first, let everyone know that you're coming. There's not like a secret cave or anything. Go in the front door.
Okay.
Just wait here. Wait here for the next...
she points into the yard.
She says, when the gardener comes by with the hounds, the next time, then come in.
No, it's
And she jumps across the fence and, like, disappears into a bush. You have some time to look over Estate Rosnar if you want. It's not very big. Like, it's a noble's estate. It has a fenced-in yard, and it's a multi-story building, but, like, it's also in the middle of the city. It's not that big. It's weirdly drab. It's opulent, but it's not opulent like Castle Waterdeep is opulent.
for being a noble's estate, it's a bit kind of dull.
Yeah, it's kind of like Wayne Manor in that regard. There's fewer servants than you would expect. There's no guards that you can see. Even, like, the banner is tattered. Anything you would like to do before you head inside?
Before the guy comes around, he'd look at how much she gave him.
500 gold pieces.
Wow. Yeah.
In singles.
Aye. it's a hefty amount, and
Yeah.
put it back. And... Well, it's getting cold to stay out here, so... May as well go in.
Okay. So you drop down, and you
I
just
drop
walk
down
up to the
and
front
just-
door?
Walk up to the front door, just... casually.
Yeah, knock on the door, and a young lady that you recognize from the theater. You saw her in the theater. She's wearing. You remember? You played Witcher.
Aye.
Do you remember not Ciri? As in the fake Ciri?
Aye.
Okay. You know that terrible striped dress she was wearing?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine that when, like, Miranda Cosgrove. Like,
Right.
like imagine like a mixed, like, Hispanic and Caucasian young lady about 16 years old with, like, relatively modern makeup in that god-awful dress and hating every second of it. That's who opens the door.
When she opens the door, you would like nod at her and start. I assume Miss Viper said I was coming.
She nods at you. She says, "What are you, the new help?" You recognize the voice immediately.
Uh-huh. He'll look at her and squint and be like, you could say help, aye.
Well, get in here then.
I'll walk in.
And she
Keep his hood up.
slams the door behind you. There's, like, dust on all of the paintings. Most of the chairs haven't been set in. Like, again, Wayne Manor.
Yeah.
And there's no servants around. It's just her.
I don't normally bother with the help, but Mother and Father are out of town for a few days. I'm doing this as a favor.
And I can't thank you more for it.
Now, what are you good at?
He like just gestures to himself.
Muscle
There's a
then.
reason that there's a reason.
You can start in the
Like-
kitchen, and I'll be counting the forks.
He's now looking at her confused. It's like, what do you mean start in the kitchen?
She sighs. And just, like, grabs you by the arm and starts hauling you up the hallway. And she's walking awkwardly in heels. Like, she's, like, stumbling.
Mm-hmm. Like she's not used to it.
Exactly.
He'll walk with her. Aye.
Yeah, she takes you into the kitchen, and there's, like, a sink with a tap in it. The tap's connected to the roof. There's a bunch of cabinets. The like, oven isn't lit. Like, there's all kinds of, like, disuse, but there's a pile of dishes in the sink, and she just gestures at them, like, there, that.
He like looks at them, looks at her, and it's like, okay, what exactly did she say that I was here for?
Who? You're the new hire, Gilderoy, right?
I'm really debating how long I want to let this go on for.
I mean, it's up to you.
Okay, I think you would just look at her and be like, you're trying to fool the wrong person here.
I think very loudly she says,
If you're not Gilderoy, then you're not welcome here.
And I think at that he would click and be like, okay, yeah, sorry, my apologies, yes, I'm Gilderoy. And rolling his eyes at the same time.
Right, so you can start with the bloody dishes.
Okay. And he'll like take his gauntlets off and let's start.
yeah. So you turn the tap on, and as soon as you turn the tap on, she leans over and she says,
The servants gossip?
I without saying anything, he'll just like nod.
Right. When you're done here, you can dust the library.
And she says,
You can read, right?
Yeah.
she says, yeah, I think she says, lift the book by Avonlea, and then she walks away in a huff.
Okay.
So you like do the dishes, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
Do you do them well, or do you do them not well? This is the first time you've seen running water, by the way.
Yeah. I think he would do them the way he would have, like, back home.
That's
And,
fine, but like, do you do it good or do you do it poorly?
To keep up appearances of you well.
Okay. So you do the dishes, and you put your gauntlets back on, you head to the library. Make a stealth check.
Stealth, there we go.
Okay. So you make your way to the library. Nobody is like following you. You haven't seen a servant the entire time, except for the gardener that you bypassed to come in. You go to the library. There's like a bucket with like a dustpan, and like a feather duster and a bunch of other stuff, like just sitting on one of the tables. I'm assuming you ignore it.
Yeah.
Find the book by Avonlea and like pull it.
Mm-hmm.
The bookshelf slides to the side, and there's a staircase leading down.
Aye, I'll go down and make sure the door closes behind.
Yeah, so you go down into the Black Viper's back cave, and it's not like special. It's like adjacent to the Waterdeep sewer system, so it's muggy and cramped down here. It's like a converted storage room. So you can see like wine racks on the walls, but they're full of paper. There's a big like war table with a map of Waterdeep in the middle of the room, and the Black Viper in costume is like sitting. Yeah, she's like sitting on the table, like posing when you come down.
Mm-hmm.
She's posing like Catwoman. She got her legs crossed, and she's like leaning back on her hands, and she just goes,
Took you long enough.
Well, gotta get better at appearances, and you need to get better at walking in heels.
Would you believe you're the first person to figure that out?
Seriously?
Yes.
I would say nah. I would say a lot of people are idiots then.
Yes, that tends to be true.
Obvious.
Have you met people?
I could laugh at that, but that's fair enough.
But also, that dress is terrible.
Oh, tell me about it. You sure as shit didn't suit it.
I don't really shop for a lot of dresses. I've had that one for long enough. I prefer...
and she like gestures at what she's wearing currently a little bit too slowly.
Mm-hmm.
So, business or pleasure?
Business with a little bit of wine.
She looks around.
I don't keep the wine down here. You drink?
Sometimes.
Be right back.
And she like hops off the table and starts to go up the stairs.
Yeah, she's going to like take a look around.
So yeah,
She
there's
fucking wants it.
you have no idea. There's the map table in the middle of the room. There's wine racks everywhere that are full of like papers. There's a little museum set into one wall of like a broken sword, a couple different masks, etc.
For fuck's sake, this is Batman.
Yeah, no, she's literally described as Waterdeep and Batman.
Sheesh.
And then like a little bit later, you hear footsteps on the stairs again.
I move to the map and look it over.
Oh. And she comes down. She's carrying like the cleaning bucket from before, but now it's full of ice, and there's a bottle sticking out of it. She's got a couple glasses in her other hand, and she like sets it all on the table, and she says,
Yes, I'm rich enough to afford ice. You can be impressed.
I think Braden would look at it and be like, I don't know if he's actually ever seen ice before.
"Yeah, you have.
Or at
Winter
least-
is a thing.
at least-
You have not seen ice in spring."
Yeah, I was gonna say. Look at us, like, how the hell did you get hold of ice at this time of year?
You can get anything if you pay enough money for it.
You know, that's fair enough.
And it's either I drain my family's coffers or they buy more slaves. I think ice is the better alternative, don't you?
Yep, I'll agree with that one.
And she like pops the cork on the bottle, and she stops and she realizes, she's like,
I didn't show you the label. Do you care?
Not particularly.
she pours you a glass of like, and because it's, you know, it's D&D, the wine is probably like blue,
Mm-hmm.
and she like holds it out to you. You've never seen it before.
Aye. And Braden being Braden, you'll let go over it, make sure that it's okay.
Yeah, so she sees you like sniffing the glass and like making sure it's okay, and you see her like roll her eyes, and she pulls the mask down. It's Esvile, duh.
Yeah.
And she like just puts the bottle to her lips and just takes a huge swig of it.
It's good enough for me. Takes a drink.
Okay, it's like, do you know what good wine is? Like, I will grant you Tristan likes his wine, but I don't know if Braden does.
It's not so more likes it, but more tolerates it.
I mean, it's good wine. That's why I'm asking. Like,
Yeah.
would you know that it was good wine?
I can only imagine it tastes the same as some of the stuff that Tristan would have, and it'd be like,
No
it's not good.
way.
No.
No way Tristan got his hands on this.
No, I probably wouldn't
Did
know
she steal this from Mirth's cellar?
then.
There are some marks even the Black Viper won't take. So you like make a face when you drink it, and she pauses. She's pouring herself a glass. She goes,
Don't like it?
I think he looks at it, it's like, it's nice, but not really what I'm used to. Like, puts the glass in.
What do you want, whiskey?
I mean, I prefer it, but this is fine. We're kind of on a time crunch at the moment.
Again, the more of my father's money we spend, the better Waterdeep is. Do you want me to go get the whiskey?
Let's shrug. It's like, that's fine. Go ahead then.
I mean, so you shrug, and she just like picks up her wine glass, like, I mean, I'm fine with this, and she like takes a drink.
Mm.
So anyway,
She puts her mask back on for no reason at all. She comes over to the map table, and she says,
your friends, family, the KnightLites, have a vested interest in Growlhund Villa. So do I.
Alright. And I'm gonna gather probably not for the same thing.
Probably not. Listen, I don't mean to speak down to you, but there's a difference in our social classes, and I'm not certain what you know versus what you should know.
I think Braden looks at the wine and is like, you could say that again.
For example, I don't know if you know what a book is.
I'm educated enough to know what a book is.
Do you know what they're worth?
Depends on what's written in them.
No, it doesn't. The Growlhunds have a library. I intend to steal it.
The entire library?
Most of it.
Fair enough.
There's also a spell book. And I know a few collectors. What are you after there?
Oh, well, you know the thing that happened in Troll Skull with the fireball?
I didn't do that before you asked.
I didn't say you did.
Something about a flesh golem.
Oh. That's what you seem to think it was anyway.
Wasn't it?
Well, we don't know yet. That's...
Stands to reason. I mean, after all, the Growlhounds are cultists.
Notes that down.
Again, things that... Anyway. What do you want from the villa?
Anyway. What was the guy's name again? Give me a second. Extra Floxen. Looking for a man called Istrel Floxen. Last I heard, he was working with the Groundhounds. And he's not been seen. And the Black Network's getting stonewalled about it.
But Floxen is Black Network. He's a Zend.
Aye. And they were trying to figure out where he was because he survived getting fireballed. He was with...
Excuse me.
That's right.
So, what? You're going to go kill him?
Get some information out of him. If I need to kill him, I'd rather not.
So we go in, steal from the library, find Floxen, get your information, and get out. Seems simple enough.
Aye.
She points at the
And
map.
We'll want to afford... Wait, I have a better map.
And she like goes over and starts looking through the wine racks.
I have a map of every noble's estate in Waterdeep, don't ask.
Let shakes his head and his levels I'm gonna...
She comes back with a map and unrolls it, and you see like a floor plan of a, 3-level estate with a surprisingly big yard in it. And she like lays it out, pins it to the table, and she says,
Anything else while we're there? Lady Growlhound has a prized horse we could steal.
Might be useful for a getaway.
I'm thinking the same
Because I
thing.
doubt they would try and shoot at it.
I need to check a thing. You do not, so I'm just gonna make a straight wisdom, because this is gonna be rumors. Okay. She says,
Well, dark would be our best bet. I understand that Floxen is well, he's like you. So he can see in the dark, but most of the guards are human. We'll need to avoid the Growlhounds themselves, of course.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should enter from the south, here, near the stables. That way we can secure our escape route and then venture into the villa proper later. The library's on the second floor. Urstal
And I
could be
don't have-
anywhere.
I was gonna say I don't have a clue where Floxen would be.
Which means we'll need to sneak around.
Well, there would be two options if they've got any where they would keep, I don't know, people of interest.
What, you think he's a prisoner?
Either prisoner or kept under lock and key.
The cellars, maybe?
Maybe the cellars, maybe a private room on the 3rd floor.
The master bedroom is on the 3rd floor. That's where we'd like to find the Growlhounds, or their children, or both.
So it'd be risky.
I believe the bodyguard sleeps up there as well. He's a big man. Bigger than you. Not quite as big as your brother, though. We'll want to do this quietly. Try to avoid confrontation if we can help it.
Yeah.
Get what we need and go.
No, I'd probably suggest searching the cellars then first, and if he's not there, we'll Need to go to the third floor.
The cellars are near
I
the
wouldn't
guard
ask you to put
barracks.
your neck on. Sorry.
The cellars are near the guard barracks. We need to be careful.
Yeah.
Unlike my father, Lady Growlhund keeps a contingent of guards on site. And Zentaran mercenaries.
Ah, of course.
Rather well defended. That's why I recommend the stables. At the very least, we can steal the horse and go. Come back later.
Yeah.
What does Ursula know, in case we get separated?
It's not.
There's no way down here, I assure you.
I'm actually debating whether I want to tell her or not.
It's up to you.
I think he would rub his forehead and be like, "This doesn't leave this room."
Alright.
Floxen, more likely than not, has information on the Stone of Galore. Or has it himself.
The what?
Stone of Galore.
I don't think you've mentioned the Zone of Galore to her previously.
No. Magical artifact. Does a lot.
Worth a lot, probably.
You say worth a lot, if you get caught with it, you're probably dead.
Yes, I know how this works.
Right. Was it mentioned the colour of it? Because I don't actually have that on the notes of the stone.
It's white with a green rune on it.
Right.
Is it? I thought it was green.
Oh, maybe it's
It's
green
like
then.
it's like a greenish white kind of pale color.
Yeah.
Well, I would describe it to her as greenish white colour, way that the stone that fits in like the palm of the hand.
And why do you want it?
Not so much that I want it, more to keep it out of other people's hands.
So I can take it.
No,
Why not?
because other people's hands include yours.
Why?
Trust you as far as I can throw you.
Again, you're probably fairly strong.
And looks as that's not the point. Like I said, powerful artifact.
Right? I could probably get some money for it.
Out there.
If you want to keep it
Yep.
out of people's hands, then there are worse people to give it to than me. Like, for example, Mert.
Oh yeah, him getting a hold of it would be a good idea.
What does it do?
How do I describe it? Aye, it can.
Hmm?
Well, first things first, it can cast legend lore,
Well, that's impressive.
and has a tome of knowledge in it that can be accessed.
Alright. Fine.
Oh, and did I also mention that it's an aboleth?
Am I supposed to know what that is?
I mean, I was kind of hoping you would, because I don't.
I could probably find out, but I don't know off my head, no. Alright, so you don't...
Well, all I know is that if the stone's destroyed, it reforms into an aboleth, and apparently that's very bad.
And you don't want me to have this stone because... I'm dangerous?
I mean, that would be a given. Like gestures to the room.
Fair. If you want to part ways with that stone, it's going to cost you.
Yeah, like takes out the pouch of coins again, puts it on the table.
I want to ask it a question.
If we get a hold of it, I'm sure I can arrange that at least.
She nods. Alright then. Library, Bloxen, Stone. One of the bigger jobs I've ever pulled, admittedly, but might get a horse out of it.
I'd like puts the coins back in his pouch. So when do we want to hit? Try not to choke on the air, Della. So when do we want to head out?
Sunset, I think.
Just like nods, just like, yeah.
Leave that horn here.
It looks at it, it's like,
No one knows this room exists except you and I.
aye. But if things get hairy and we need to help,
Absolutely not. We do this our way.
looks at it and like grumbles and like, fine, like puts it on the table.
Right. Can you cook?
So in case we get separated, meet back here.
No. Meet back at your place.
Okay, fine, can I at least come here and pick up the horn?
Honestly, it would be easier to send it back to you by porter, but sure. I don't want the damn thing, it smells.
Looks at it, it's like... Okay, no, that's fair enough.
Can you cook, by the way?
Yeah, I can cook a bit. I haven't used... Aye, okay.
Good. We have a few hours before sundown, and Lady Rosnar is quite grumpy when she doesn't get her dinner, so off you go.
Looks at it, it's like, uh-huh. Aye, oh,
She winks at you behind her mask.
just squints at her and it's like, okay, I'll meet you this afternoon. Later, whatever. And aye, off we go,
Yep.
back upstairs.
And yeah, and we crossfade to say, "Hi, Nightfall."
Hello.
How is the Nightfall?
I am okay. I have food and I have Animal Crossing, and now I'm playing D&D.
Yes. I told you we could keep busy until you get here.
Thank you.
So
Really appreciate. Okay, go ahead.
I'm just gonna say we crossfade over to Cromley, Connie, and Piers walking up the Waterdeep streets.
Mm-hmm.
If you're ready to just jump right in,
Yes.
you're heading to the Temple of Gond. The sun is starting to set at this point. It's about 4 or 5 p.m., I think.
Mm-hmm.
And as you're walking, Cromley like glances at the setting sun and quickens his feet a little bit. He says, "You're neither of you are from town, so I doubt you know this. The Temple of Gond, the House of Inspired Hands, closes at sundown. We should hurry."
Oh, absolutely. I think Pierce also speeds up a bit.
Okay. So you guys, Gracie, you here?
Yes, I am.
So you guys make your way to the temple district where all the religious services are held. The House of Inspired Hands looks like a cross between a temple and a workshop. It's got a bunch of workstations outside on the promenade. It's got some smokestacks throughout the temple. It's got various enclosed sheds on the property but not connected to the main temple itself. The symbol of Gond, a toothed cog with 4 spokes, is displayed on the... What is the front of a building called where they put the crest on it?
Facade?
The facade? Okay. The facade, this big toothed cog with 4 spokes, is up there. And as you approach, you see a figure standing on the roof of the temple. It extends an arm, releasing a tiny metal sparrow into the sky. The bird does a few loops and then flies down towards the crowd of which you are a part.
That was cool.
Could you guys roll initiative for me, please?
Wait, what?
Oh, shit.
What?
Did I stutter?
Okay.
Okay.
We'll miss you,
we need
Pierce.
do we need our token?
You do.
Okay, so I need to summon a Pierce. Initiative.
Oh dear.
This might be bad.
Maybe. Let me find the thing that I need. Heck. That is... Okay, did I scroll right past it? Yes, I did. Good job, Kate. Do. This is not what I want. Oh, okay, I see. Okay, so yeah, the bird flies right towards you, and it's going to quote-unquote attack. Cromley.
Toe for Cromley.
Oh dear.
So... it does not hit. It smashes into the ground at his feet and just, like, crumples in a little, like, combo of brass and other nonsense. And Cromley, like jumps back and, like, looks down. He stares at it for a second. And then and then you all look back up at the roof of the temple, and there's no figure.
That's weird.
Wasn't there something there just a moment ago?
There was. Connie looks down at the bird and says, I don't think it was supposed to do that.
It wouldn't make sense for it to do that on purpose.
That's weird.
And Cromley says, well, luckily enough, we can ask about it where we're going,
I think Connie
yes.
will scoop it up and take it with her.
Okay. So, the Temple of Gond is closing down for the evening, but it's still open and abuzz. Currently, there's people milling around. The front room, the very entryway, is this big... you know how, like, the Parthenon, like, opens up into a wide room as soon as you go inside? Right?
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that, except it's a museum. It's called the Hall of Exemplary Inventions, and there's 24 marble pedestals arranged in, like, a clock face around the central, like, thoroughfare of the room, and each one bears an invention, something of brass and steam, or otherwise like etheric crystal or something, like some kind of invention or a miniature model of an invention is on these 24 pedestals. Pierce, you recognize some of them. Connie, you have seen none of these. And as you come in, you are approached by a gnome, a female gnome. She's got bright green eyes. Her hair is like the color of like a copper coin. She's got pudgy cheeks. She's wearing like just an acolyte's robe. But she's like weirdly graceful when she moves, and she comes up to you, and she speaks to Cromley. She doesn't speak to the two of you. She says,
A pleasure to see you, Captain. Is there something that the Temple of Gond and the House of the Inspired Hands can do for you?
And Cromley like flashes his badge and he says, "Saith Cromley, my lady. We were just here to make a few inquiries on an investigation. We believe there's a suspect involved."
Here? A suspect?
And he nods.
Very well. And your associates are,
And she turns to the two of you.
Pierce nods, introduces himself formally.
As...
Pierce Averill, member of Force Grey.
Okay.
Connie Gambleson, here to assist.
what can we do for you?
And Cromley says, before we get to that, ma'am, we were, what would you say, Miss Gambleson, attacked?
If it was an attack, I'd say it was a very poorly executed one, and she kind of like holds out the little bird.
And yeah, and the gnome like squints at it and she sighs.
Oh, Nim.
Damn.
As in the bar game.
No, as in Nim. One of our NimbleRites.
What's a Nimblewright?
Not from around here, then?
She chuckles. No, Captain Averill and Miss Gambleson are from, well, they recently arrived to Waterdeep. However, I'm familiar. They're in the parade.
The same. The bronze statuary. We received them from the Lanthanese wizard some years ago. They're the pride of the temple. And one in particular, Nim, is, a bit of an inventor in his own right.
Can we speak to this Nim?
I don't know.
There's been a murder.
Oh. Nim stays in his room, and...
May we speak to this individual?
Very well. Follow me, please.
And she starts to lead you through the temple.
Much appreciated, Miss. And she like holds it out, waiting for a name.
Valletta.
No, thank you muchly, Miss Valletta.
Just Valletta, and not more than an acolyte myself.
Pierce nods.
And she'll like nod understandingly.
And she starts to lead you up like a bronze staircase that like it's a temple of God, so it's like on a corkscrew. So she steps on it and it starts to revolve her upwards.
I feel like Pierce is like looking around curiously at everything and then just looks up and sees this, just not expecting her to be moving upwards.
Right.
You know, that there is gonna screw with my head.
God damn it.
I guess I'll follow her lead.
And you step on a stair. You hold onto the railing, and yeah, the staircase just spins, and because of the way that, you know, screws work, you are sent upwards.
So yeah, Connie's a little bit nervous, but also, whee!
It's not very fast.
Oh.
It's faster than walking, though.
It's so disappointing. I think Pierce would step onto it next.
Okay, Cromley steps beside you, and as the thing like rises, he like, I say, and yeah, you go all the way up. You go past like 2 or 3 other floors,
You can build an amusement park with these things.
right, to like a hallway that leads like it's like an acolytes only like hallway, like simple like floors, stone walls, and Valletta leads you down a corridor. To a door, and she goes, there's got a padlock on it, and she goes to open the door as if she doesn't see the padlock, and the door doesn't move. She blinks, looks down.
Now, what do you make of that?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch what you said.
She said, now what do you make of that?
No, before that.
Oh, she goes to open the door, but there's a padlock on the outside that she doesn't notice. And then the door doesn't open, and she stares at the padlock in confusion.
I take it there's not usually a padlock there.
No, there is, but it's not this one.
They've changed the locks?
There's no they. The they is me.
What?
Well, I imagine the lock hasn't changed itself, so there has to be a they.
No one official.
Unless more things are autonomous than I realize around here.
I mean, that is likely a true statement, Miss Gambleson. But this lock is new, and it's not mine.
Here's to take a look at it.
It is a
Normal
padlock.
Just a normal padlock?
Mm-hmm.
I don't suppose you have knock prepared.
Nope, I do not have knock. That'd be a nice spell to have, though. I don't suppose you have a key to it.
Not to that one, no.
I mean...
Nim, are you in there?
No response.
Knock, 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 knock.
Nim, I know you're in there. You have to be in there. The City Watch needs to speak with you.
No response.
You said this...
Does his room have a window?
Yes.
I can take a look inside. Semi-familiar outside to fly around.
Okay.
To look into the window.
You don't know which window it is.
Okay, hang on. I should have a...
Should you?
I would assume that I would have like a general idea of my location and then on the other side of the door.
You have never been in a building wherein you cannot place yourself in the exterior of the building from the interior? Some people go to work in places like that, dude.
Huh?
You have
I'm
never
also confused.
You have never been in a building wherein from the inside of the building you cannot place yourself on the exterior of the building? You've never had that problem? Cause boy, I have.
I mean, I'm not understanding your statement to a degree. That's one reason I'm blanking here.
I also have this problem, but it usually has to do with in reference to other places in the building.
Right, that's the thing. You've never been here before.
Could you, from the outside, could you point to where his window is for me?
I would have to go outside to do that.
Would that be too much to ask?
Can't leave you here.
I'd go with you and send my bird up to semi-familiar up there to look in.
I have a solution, but it's rather obnoxious.
Go on.
Okay, what is your solution?
Well, we just bang on the door really loudly so the bird can hear us banging on it, and then you just check the windows one by one.
Or we could simply convince them to open the door.
Hey, Nim, are you busy? Knock, knock, knock.
No response.
I don't believe he's answering.
Conley, comes over to the door. We do have the city watchway.
I can't let you do that, Captain. Nim, the city guard needs to speak with you. I know you're in there. Open the door.
And you are certain this contraption belongs to Nim?
What? No, Nim is an inventor. You'll understand once we get the door open.
There's absolutely nothing unusual about this lock, is there?
No. The only unusual thing
Absolutely.
is that Valletta doesn't know about it.
How is it hooked onto the door? Like, just...
Through a means that you do not recognize.
So it's not like flimsy piece of wood that you could snap
No.
off? Mm. The only solution I can that comes to mind, because I was playing WoW yesterday, was I have a small knife. I could try to lockpick it, but Pierce is not a lock.
You could
Pierce is
certainly
not.
try.
What would that be a roll for?
It would be a dexterity check with disadvantage.
Dexterity with disadvantage. Just flat out dexterity.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm,
Not a
I guess
save, a check.
I rolled save.
I know, not a save, a check.
Uh.
Oh, so yeah, you're hacking up the overlay. I just noticed. You need to be at the bottom.
Oh heck! Sorry.
Hecko.
Okay. You cannot get your knife into this lock.
Cool.
Is there a keyhole in the door itself?
Yes, the lock is covering it.
Right. And I can't, like, lift the lock, I'm assuming.
I mean, you can, but it's still bolted. Like, you can turn it. That's it.
I'm just trying to see if I can see through to the other side.
Yes.
I would like to try and peek through the keyhole.
You see a tinker's workshop.
Do I see anyone in there?
No.
No,
You
like,
see-
blind corners as far as I can tell?
I mean, yeah, there's a couple blind corners by the door, but there's piles of junk everywhere.
I don't see anyone in there. No, and she'll back up.
He's in there. Nim!
No response.
Why don't you try?
Me?
One of you.
Okay. He'll knock on the door. Nim, are you in there? We need to speak with you.
No response.
Are you alright in there?
No response. We're
Chris
kicking
is
in this door if you don't say something.
Nim can't speak, Captain.
Oh.
How can you hear us?
One of you make a persuasion check with advantage.
Do you want or should I?
What's your charisma, Connie?
+2.
Yeah, you do it.
Okay. Okay. So, as you guys are arching through the door, this little copper wire extends out of the keyhole, loops back around into the lock. You hear it click, and then the door gives a little, and the copper wire retracts. And Valletta says, "Finally!" And she opens the door and steps in. There's nobody. You can't see anything. You can see the piles of junk. You can see the work table with a bunch of plans on the wall, the open window, but there's nobody in here.
I'll poke my head in.
Yep.
There's...
Hello?
Nim, come out where we can see you right now.
And you guys watch as one of the piles of junk moves, and this brass and bronze humanoid statue looks a lot like the things from Dishonored 2. Stands up about 9 feet tall. Stands up. Do I have a handout for this motherfucker?
Does it look
yes, I
similar
do.
to...
Yes, I do.
Does it look similar to the thing that was running across the buildings?
This thing. It looks exactly like it.
Heck, Pierce would stop.
And I think Cromley says, By the 8, that's the thing! And he starts reaching for his sword.
Hold it.
I think
Wait.
Pierce like puts his arm like across the doorway, like stop.
The thing, like, rises up to its full height, like, clicks itself into place, and then, like, very calmly takes what you thought was a curtain and puts it on like a tabard, and then puts a hat on. And Valletta, like the little gnome, like bustles over to Nim and smiles, and she says,
There you are, Nim. These nice people thought that you... Are you quite well, Captain Cromley?
and Nim is like looking at Cromley, who's still got a hand on his sword with Pierce in front of him.
Connie's looking at Pierce like, was this it?
Right.
Nim can understand you if you speak common, and I can translate for him.
Okay. There was
What
an
does he
attack.
speak out of curiosity?
Nim starts signing with its non-rapier hand to Valletta.
Ah.
Um,
Darn it, I knew I should have bothered follow more.
Different sign language.
Oh.
there was an attack on a group of people in, what's the name of the street? Troll Skull Alley?
Mhm.
In Troll Skull Alley. There was a creature similar to your stature.
You got quiet.
There was, from what we can tell, someone very similar to you that cast the fireball using a necklace.
So Valletta says,
There's several of Nim's kindred here at the Temple of Gond. They serve as custodians or performers. Occasionally they're... What is it, Nim?
and Nim signs something, and she says,
What do you mean?
and Nim signs something, and Valletta gets very stern, and she says,
Nim? You know better.
Is something the matter?
The Temple of Gond was gifted a certain number of...
she wouldn't say Temple of Gond.
The House of Inspired Hands was gifted a certain number of these nimblerites from a visiting wizard who thought that we could use such a marvelous invention. Nim's quite intelligent, you know. The smartest of the lot by far.
And Nim signs something and like puffs himself up a little bit.
And as you can see, this particular one has a habit of making things.
Again, junk fills this room.
We were gifted a very specific number of these nimblerites, as in accordance to Gond's holy teachings.
I see.
And you guys all see the sign of, like, you can translate it enough that Nim signs +1. And Valletta says,
Apparently, our good Nim here built another one.
Blink, blink.
Dot.
Nim signs something, and Valletta sighs. And she says,
You chose this room, Nim. If you were lonely, you could have said something.
and Nim, like, pantomimes a sigh. And then continues signing, and Valletta is translating, and she says,
Apparently, this extra creature was here until about a month ago, and then it ran away, and Nim hasn't seen it since.
So, if I had to wager a guess, that's our attacker.
But why? Why would they?
So Nim signs something, and Valletta says, "What did it do?"
It cast a fireball on a group of individuals tied to the Black Network.
As well as a solid handful of innocents.
Nim again pantomimes, like shaking its head and like waving its hands, like nope, nope, nope.
It used a necklace of fireball in order to do it.
Nim,
Or
do you know
in the
anything
very
about
least,
this?
they were there at the scene of the crime. We figured that much out.
And then we caught it accosting a witness. Nim keeps doing the like no gesture.
Connie's looking back and forth between Nim and Valletta, like waiting for Nim to say something.
Pierce, at this point, lets out a sigh, conjures a small pillow, and just kneels on it. Then feel free to explain your side of whatever.
So I think Nim signed something to you, and Valletta says,
I did. I had it until a month ago, and then it just gone. I've been looking for it.
and Valletta, then immediately Valletta says,
Looking for it? What do you mean looking for it? You're confined to this room.
and Nim just like shrugs helplessly.
Connie quirks an eyebrow.
Nim points at the workbench, and Valletta goes over and picks up this like copper contraption about a foot long. It's got an umbrella looking thing on the top of it. And she says,
What in the name of the Inspired Hands is this, Nim?
Take a
and
guess of what it does before they say anything.
go ahead.
No, like, just like,
My
It
guess
looks-
is
It
My-
looks like a tuba. It looks like a very small tuba.
my guess is either it's a spyglass or a scrygrass. Scrygrass? Scryglass, whatever.
no, I've got nothing.
So Nim signs something, and Valletta says,
How is this device going to find your creation, Nim?
and then Nim goes on to explain, and she says,
Divination?
Pierce raises her brow.
and so yeah, so she like pushes a button on it, and the umbrella like extends and starts spinning around, and the thing starts beeping. And Nim gestures like, ta-da!
And she says, Well, of course it's detecting a nimble, right? You're standing right here.
I know you can't see it, but I am face palming over here. I think I took psychic damage from that.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Pierce would connect dots and go, maybe we could search for the missing nimble right.
And yeah, Nim just like makes the same ta-da gesture at Pierce.
And we could use
If you
That's-
could, kindly dismantle it.
Nim like puts his hands to his face like, no!
There's 500 dragons in it for you if you can bring me proof that you've destroyed it. Especially if it's been used in a murder, Nim. We'll be having another conversation about this.
And Nim like does the full body like lean forward sigh.
the arms hanging down limply.
Yes, exactly.
I know the exact pose you're talking about. Oh god, I'm this extremely animate automaton just
Yes.
doing all of that. It's just really great.
Mm-hmm. And she like holds the device out to you.
Pierce
Alright.
takes it with both hands, assuming it's gonna be heavy.
Yeah, it's pretty heavy. It is.
Connie will help it. Connie will help hold it up. Hold it up if he needs it.
It's made of metal. Yeah, it's double-digit pounds. 12 pounds.
Divination machine.
It is a nimble right detector, apparently.
Nimble right detector. Nimble right detector.
Nim signs something, and Valletta sighs, and she says,
It's a start. Apparently, it shows proximity, not direction.
Okay.
Okay. That's still workable. We just need to get a reading from 3 points.
Quite.
Assuming it doesn't move before we get the next reading.
I think Nim just like goes slack, wobbles, and then falls over. And Valletta says,
Oh no, you're not getting out of this. It is not nap time. We are having this conversation, Nim.
Nim doesn't move, and Valletta just sighs.
How much does it weigh?
12
Said
pounds.
Double digits. Okay. It's not that bad. How big is it? Can I store it in my bag?
Okay. It's 12 inches long.
Oh, that's not bad. Okay.
No.
I sincerely
And
hope, for the sake of the House of Inspired Hands, that this errant nimble right is not the murderer that you seek. But if it is, I do not doubt that we'll be speaking again, Captain Cromley.
Ma'am?
I think Connie's still like talking to the nimble right, like
The
hoping he's not
powered
actually
down
asleep.
automaton on the floor, yeah.
Yeah. So I think Connie's like still asking him questions, and then it takes a while to realize no, he's actually like turned off.
I mean, he's not. He's a mime.
Okay, in that case, any insights you can
He's not gonna move, but he's not turned off.
provide about his motives or habits or blah 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 blah.
And again, he just shrugs. I think when you say habits, he gestures around the room, like, thing.
Right.
Good hunting, I suppose?
Yeah. Is he back up now?
Hmm?
Is Nim back up at all, or is it just still
No, he's
down?
still on the floor.
Um,
Valletta is like scowling at him like a disapproving parent.
it's a shame we don't know what the range is of this thing.
I
So I
mean, I
guess we-
suppose we could just take it farther and farther away until it stops detecting Nim.
I mean, that's a viable solution, yeah.
Yep.
I'm assuming it's still detecting Nim.
It is
Hmm.
currently turned off.
He turns it on. How do you turn it on? Is it a switch or a
Yeah,
button?
it is a button that you operate, yeah. It takes an action.
Okay, so I push the button.
And yeah, it comes on and starts spinning around, lighting up, clicking and whirring. Play circus music.
Is it that loud?
Yes. It's quite
Oh,
loud.
boy. Okay, so they'll hear us coming, like, if we use this. Okay, I guess we'll be on our way then. Thank you so much for everything.
Oh, one last thing. It's a little squished now, but is this yours? And she'll like offer the bird to Nim.
And Nim like jumps up and Valletta like puts a hand on her hips and she says,
Not until we've had our conversation, Nim.
and she goes to take the bird from you.
Does Nim go right back down?
I think Nim does the slouch sigh again instead.
Oh.
I feel for this Machino man.
And Cromley says, we'll leave you be, ma'am. Miss Gambleson, Captain Averill. He turns to walk out.
He
So,
starts walking too.
I had been taking notes at the time. Did you say the figure on the roof threw the bird, or
No,
was he just like there?
Quasimodo, open hand, bird fly out of hand, bird crashing to ground.
Wait. I'm confused.
What do?
And Connie's like saying this out loud.
Oh.
If you were in here, who dropped the bird on us?
I think you say if you were in here, and Nim holds up both hands at you and like waves them like stop, and then you say who dropped the bird on us, and Valletta turns and says, "Yes, Nim, who dropped the bird on our visitors?"
Like seeing the waving hands, Connie's like, "Our aquarium might be closer than we thought. Follow me!"
Oh no.
So you say follow me, and Nim like jumps in front of you and like does the full hand like arm cross, uncross, like no, like you're out, and then cocks the thumb at his chest.
Okay. I think Connie gives him a look like, okay, I was trying to help.
He's signed something, and from behind you, as he's stepping away from you, or away from the door, Valletta says,
No, if there's been a murder, we want to make sure we have all the facts straight, unfortunately.
Nim is awful good. So you guys leave the Temple of God. Where do you go? Also, it's storming, so I might lose power literally anytime. Sorry if I do.
I think
What time is it about?
Sunset.
I think we should
And
head
I'm guessing the graveyard place is a way off from here.
Other side of the city.
I guess we're going to Trosco Manor. Trosco Alley, yeah. Back to.
With that
Back
in
to
mind,
this-
then, I think I should return to the Hall of Justice, report in, and make some inquiries myself. Perhaps tomorrow, before luncheon, we'll go and interview the Growlhounds,
Sounds like a plan.
Alright, I shall see you there. And tips his hat and turns to depart and let you two walk back towards Troll Skull. If there's anything you want to do in the meantime, now is the time.
Connie is consulting her map, making sure, there's no way I'm gonna get there in time.
Hey God, ideas are happening.
Ideas are happening? Is that what you said?
Ideas are happening because Gamzee said something backstage that I'm thinking about.
Okay, well,
Oh, no, what did he do?
while you're thinking about it, do you need to do a scene right now?
No, go ahead.
Okay. So I think as you guys are walking back to Troll Skull and I'm prepping for the next thing, I think we crossfade over. I think we go back to Brayden. I think we want to. I'm gonna do this thing with Brayden. So, Brayden,
Alright.
there's some nonsense afoot. We fade back in on. Do we fade back in on you at Esvile's place, or do we fade back in with you at on the mission?
Probably on the mission.
Okay.
A house across the way from the.
So the two of you are
Oops.
moving among the rooftops. It's nighttime now. As you head up, and I think as you get close, you notice it first because you're a half orc, but I think as Vile comments on it first, she says, "Smoke," and you look, and there's a plume of smoke rising from the direction that you're traveling.
That can't bode well.
Here we go,
And
boys.
boop. And yeah, a lot of nonsense is happening. I'm gonna put you on the board at the bottom, Brayden. Anybody who wants to spawn their token to be able to see the map, you have my permission. Boop. But you're down here, Brayden?
Right.
With the Black Viper. And yeah, you guys land, like, on the street, and yeah, this building, there's currently a big fire going on. You can feel, like, rumbling under your feet. You can hear shouting. Like, something is going down.
Is this the Growlhood's manor? Or
This is,
this
yeah,
different?
this is where it's really stopped.
Aye. I let turn to this is Growlhood's.
She nods.
Apparently, we're not the first ones here.
Ah, great.
What do you think?
I think this has made it a whole lot more complicated.
I should mention, Kit, that I can't see anything even with
Yeah,
my
you
token.
don't have dark vision, that's why.
Yeah.
Sorry, friend. So she says,
What about the bird?
I think it's honestly patently simpler, all things considered.
Right, because they'll be more focused on the fire.
Mm-hmm.
and she goes up to the gate and she's gonna try to lockpick it.
Aye.
Boop.
Stand and watch her back.
Yep. Nope.
Punch to the side, Connie. What are you doing here?
Right. Let's see. I'm just checking the gate. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Oh yeah, she makes it. So she
Aye.
pops the lock open and opens the door, this door here in front of you. And immediately you hear shouting from outside. It opens into a stable. You hear shouting and like the clash of weapons and all kinds of stuff. I'm gonna need a stealth check from you, please. You have advantage.
I should have advantage because cloak.
That's what I meant, yeah. And as Village pops inside, and there's 5 horses in here, 4 draft horses in one big stable, and then a black, like, purebred riding horse in the corner here. Looking out this door here, you can see... I clicked on the wrong overlay. There we go. You can see that. If you want to move closer to the door, you can see out. You see 4 men. They're currently engaged in a fight with each other. The two with their backs to you are wearing black armor. The 2 facing you are like knights, not like knights, but like you could tell they're more military.
Not KnightLites.
Right. And that their shields have the Growlhound crest on them. You can hear Asvile messing with the horses.
Aye. I'll leave her to... Was there another door up at the...
Yeah, there's another door up here, past the horses.
Right. Oh.
The horses seem spooked by the fire, but that quiet spook, like, there's danger nearby, I'm keeping an eye on it, but I'm not, like, champing at the bit, so to say.
Yeah. I'll move up here and let the horses get agitated, let's stroke it, let's shh, it's okay.
Make an animal handling check.
Oh god, no.
Because you're new. They don't know you.
Gonna end up
Okay.
speaking more than that.
Okay, so the horses calm down. The door is unlocked. It leads to,
Right.
like, a stable room with, like, feed bags and stuff like that in it.
And nothing else in here.
There's another door, but it's closed.
I'll peer through the keyhole.
This one's locked.
I'm still not able to see through the keyhole.
You can. You see 2, like, straw cots and, like, a barrel being used as a table. You don't see anybody.
I'll leave that.
Okay.
Come back in here.
The ground rumbles again, like,
Right.
heavily. There's a crashing sound as something happens nearby. You hear a bunch of shouting. Something bad has happened on the other side of the main. Like, you came at the back of the house. Something bad has just happened at the front of the house.
Okay.
So that's going on. You look out. These guys are fighting. The knight-looking guys, the ones facing you, seem to be winning, but it's close. You hear hoofbeats, and you look over your shoulder, and you see Esvile leading the horse outside onto the street.
Aye.
What do you want to do?
The only two doors I can see are the two that are over here. I don't know if there's ones above.
Mm-hmm.
It's...
What do you want to do?
I think I'll just sneak past these four and go up.
Okay. Make another stealth check. If you didn't have advantage, you would have it anyway, because they're fighting each other. Okay. You start to see bright light from where you're standing. This building, this wall here, you can hear shouts and screams from it. You hear crackling of fire, and the a sound that you've heard before, the sound of a shadow when it dies.
Oh.
Oh shit.
Okay, time to move.
Okay.
Move up this way.
So you move up over there. You turn, and there's a fire elemental coming towards a doorway right here. A big, humanoid fire elemental, and it just sets its hand to the wall, and the wall just starts to ignite.
Oh dear.
I'm just gonna leave him to that and keep going up.
Okay. Yep.
So about those books she wanted to steal.
Yeah, right. You see Esvile crossing the wall, and she comes up right there beside you, and she points at the fire elemental, and she says,
That's not supposed to be here.
I heard a shadow die earlier. They're not supposed to be here either.
Oh dear.
Make a perception check, Brayden.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, you don't hear anything. You hear shouting and clanging and banging. She says,
That's the front gate there. The main entrance should be right around these trees.
These are trees, by the way.
Right.
Get around the trees and that thing, and we should be able to go through the main doors. I put the horse in an alleyway nearby.
And so our exit's covered then.
Hopefully. I wasn't planning on a fire elemental.
I mean, neither.
She's following you.
Keep moving up.
This thing has, you see, the roof, where the fire elemental is, you see the roof, fall in, you hear a bunch of people scream. The building is now on fire, and you hear the Black Viper swear. So from this position, peering through the trees, you can see what would have been a nice, stone patio that leads up to the main doors of the estate. It is gone. It has been ripped up, and there's a massive hole in the wall. Completely exploded in. You can hear fighting coming out of the hole. Above it, there's a balcony. And at this point, you hear a voice from up on the balcony. You hear him say, "Where are you, Fluxen?"
I let Braden with wince and split. Shit, why is he here?
What do you do? You say, why is he here? She says,
Who?
Fucking Zaraj.
Siraj the Hunter?
Aye.
We should go.
I mean... No, we need to get the stuff we came here for.
Alright, but I'm not fighting Zaraj.
I mean, neither am I.
Alright, lead the way.
The building
From here,
shakes
how-
again, and that causes the flames to go higher. And the Black Viper says,
Shit, is he trying to bring the place down?
I mean, if it ends up, by the sins of it, killing Flux, I don't think he cares.
Shit, we need to hurry.
and she starts like crossing towards the main building.
I was gonna ask her before she went, like, how do we get to the cellars from here? Because if he's going to be a prisoner anywhere, it's going to be done there.
Right? Yeah. So she's just moving towards the main building. Like, I don't think she heard you. She gets over here and she looks in, and she does that thing. You're behind her. She does the thing where she looks in and then immediately like ducks away.
Aye.
And she looks back at you, and she like shakes her head and points the other direction.
Okay, back the way then.
And then you get like over here, and then she gets like here, and then you hear like the fire elemental like roar, and she freezes, and she goes,
Shit, rock in a hard place.
Rock in a hot place.
yeah, right. So she points back the way she came. She says,
Earth elemental.
I'm guessing that's worse than the fire.
Does Zaraj know a druid?
I honestly don't know.
Well, the men are dying.
Yes, but you can't cast it yet.
Second floor window, maybe?
Sorry?
Second floor window, maybe?
Up next to Zaraj.
she points, like the balcony's right above your head. She points across the yard over here. She says,
I'm thinking over there. Or maybe a first floor window, because I think that's the library.
she crosses the yard again.
Aye, just jump in the log.
So I think so the issue is the windows, there's windows, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, how are you going to get in without everybody knowing you're here? At this point, you hear, like somebody scream, and you hear another orcish voice say, at your side, my lady!
From what direction?
Above you.
Above, right. To take down the window without anyone hearing.
You can...
Is there no latches or anything on it? Or is it
The
built
latches
into
are on the
actual wall?
inside, yeah. I think as Vila, like, picks up a rock, and she, like, holds it up, and, like, tests the heft of it.
Hold on a minute. And he'll, like, try and get his, like, dagger in between the wall and the window itself and try and get the latch.
Make a sleight of hand check with disadvantage.
Okay.
I'm afraid not.
Ah, bugger.
So she says,
It looks like the building's coming down anyway. What's a broken window?
More if there's anyone on the other side. Can I check and look around from the
you
window
could-
to see
yeah,
if there's anyone
the
out?
curtains aren't drawn. You
Aye.
can look inside. It appears to be, yeah, it's a library. It's a dusty old library. Doesn't seem to be anybody in it. This is the type of place that would be guarded, but it seems like the guards are preoccupied with hell.
Aye. He'll step to the side and okay, right, go ahead. There's
Yeah,
nobody
so
else.
she smashes the rock through the window, and then, like, jumps through, pulls out her weapons, like, lands amid the glass, looks around, and then doesn't see anything, and you, like, climb in the window after her.
Aye. And he'll take out his rapier with a dagger in the other hand just in case.
Aye. So you're in the library.
I can't see
There's
shit.
tall bookshelves stacked, packed with tomes all along the walls. There's sliding wooden ladders mounted on rails to, like, get up to them. In one corner of the room, there's an iron lectern with a closed, like, tome on it. And then there's two padded chairs and a large fireplace. The fireplace is currently lit. One of the chairs has a wolf pelt draped over it. And Esvila just, like, goes to one of the shelves and just, like, pulls out a sack and just starts knocking books into the sack.
Aye, I'll let it go over to the one that's in the plinth with the glass over it.
Mm-hmm.
Look at it and be like, is this one of the ones you were looking for?
She looks up.
No, I think you would just like break it and hand it over to her.
It's not. It's a lectern. It's a pedestal, and the tome is just setting on it. There's not a glass thing to break.
Oh, right. Okay, I would like just grab it and bring it over to her.
Okay, so you grab it. Hang on.
Cursed book.
Okay. So the book is heavy. It's bound in metal. It's really big. It doesn't have like it has a cover, but there's no writing on the cover. So you pick it up, you pass it over to her, she takes it, stuffed it in the sack, and she nods at you and just goes back to grabbing books at random.
Aye.
There's anything you want to do? The building shakes again. One of the other windows shatters.
I think I'll leave her Tate and come down here and look through the door.
Okay. That is...
If the game will let me.
Oh, sorry. I need to remove the door. Boop. There you go. That is... It's a locked door.
No.
And you look through, and the first thing you see is a wrestling mat.
Huh?
Okay.
Like a padded wrestling mat. Like, I'm not kidding.
Aye.
It's the foam mats with the plastic covering over it.
Mm-hmm.
Flashbacks to gym class.
Yes, exactly.
There's velvet armchairs and some statuary. There's mahogany bookshelves in here, but it looks like a private study.
Fair enough.
With a wrestling mat.
Yes.
None interest. None these doors in here.
Okay. So you look through this door, and you see horseshit.
Oh, okay then.
You see several different individuals, some dressed similarly to you, some dressed like the knights you saw outside, some dressed like the like black armored dudes, and there's this massive like central melee, and in the middle of the central melee there's a mountain. And the mountain is like the fucking cave troll, just like picking dudes up and throwing them around.
It's put two and two together, and that must be the rock golem.
Yep.
Oi.
You found the rock in the hot place.
Yep.
God damn it.
The thing like raises both of its hands above its head and like slams the ground, and the whole building shakes.
Aye. Look behind me and see what she's up to.
Every time the building shakes, she looks up, but otherwise she's just like... She's being a little bit more meticulous now that her sack is getting full. She's like grabbing books and looking at them and then throwing the ones she doesn't want over her shoulder.
Aye.
It's a big library. She's going to be at this for a bit.
If she looks over here, I'll gesture to her and point from where I'm facing, point to the right.
Mm-hmm.
And say I'm going down that way.
She nods.
Right, and I'm going to try and sneak out this room and go down to the right.
Okay, if you fail this stealth check, you're rolling initiative.
Aye.
Fair warning.
Mm-hmm. Advantage?
Yeah, you would always have advantage because of your thing.
Aye. Stealth, don't fail me now.
Okay, lucky boy. So you find a staircase.
I'm going down the staircase.
It's up, actually.
Is it up? Ah, fuck. And I can't just sneak past these people. Or can I just stick to the wall and go through the next door that's there?
With the stealth roll that you just made, I will let you do that. Yes.
Okay. Yes, and I'm going in here.
Okay. See, this door is closed and locked, actually.
Right.
Oh no, I'm sorry. It's not locked. You open the door as silently as you can. You slip inside to get away from all of the bullshit, and you're in. You're in, to quote Ace Ventura, a lovely room of death.
What the fuck's in here?
Trophies of all various beasts are mounted on the walls. Gleaming suits of armor stand at attention in the corners. Bearskin rugs and overstuffed chairs fill the room. There, in the middle of the room, there is a big-ass cage resting on a table, and in it is a hooded falcon.
Nice.
Now I wish Connie was there for real.
Anything special about the falcon?
It has a hood on it.
We can sell it.
How much I would like to take this as a companion, but just to not make noise, I'm going to leave it.
Okay.
Bastard.
Try.
And maybe come back for it.
It's up to
Go
you.
over, I'll go over to this other door then.
Okay. This door is open, actually, and it's a parlor. It was furnished for comfort with various chairs, lounges, etc. There's a wine cabinet, frame paintings on the walls of nobles that you don't recognize. There's also two dead guards in here, lying atop
Immediately
blood-soaked rugs.
Two dead guards and what?
Blood-soaked rugs.
Right. I'm immediately going to look up to see if there's anything on the ceiling.
Blood.
Oh, God. And nothing else in here.
No, the building shakes again. You hear people shouting fire in the distance.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well,
Fire!
kind of that.
No, on fire!
Is the cage locked or is it open?
The cage is not locked.
Aye, I'll open the cage and take the hood off the falcon, just, gently.
You take the hood off the bird, and the bird looks at you, unimpressedly.
Mm-hmm. I'll just put a finger to his mouth and put a finger out for it to go, well, a hand for it to go on it.
Make an animal handling check.
Ah. I'm expecting to get bit.
Oh yeah, you get bit. Take a point of damage.
Aye, I'll pull his hand back and just, fuck you, and leave the cage open for it to just leave when it wants to.
Okay. I mean,
Like,
it
go back to the
probably,
door.
it probably, looks around, orients itself, and you hear it, flap off.
Mm-hmm.
These guys are getting hammered by this big guy.
Yeah. And, sneak my way back out of this one and, move down.
Anyone else hoping for an Aesop's lion later?
Where are you going?
I'm moving my way down, trying to, hug the wall and keep myself
Okay,
away
this
from
is
these
this is
guys.
the same parlor again, in the next room. There. Parlor again.
There's nothing else in here? No, there's a door. Right. Alright, I'll move into this door.
Okay, make a stealth check if you're going to cross the open room.
No, I'm gonna let it stick to the wall and make my way around.
Still, direct line of sight of everyone that's currently fighting the mountain.
Okay. That was sleight of hand, my bad.
Yes, it was. You're lucky.
Mm-hmm.
You're very lucky. So you go up to this room. Boop. This is a pantry. There's a bunch of dried goods in there.
I'll grab something that looks tasty and take a bite.
It's flour and whole spices and sugar.
For some reason, when you said dried goods, I automatically went to dried fruit. And there's...
Oh, there are jars of preserves. That's fine.
Aye.
You grab a jar of something. Okay.
A jar of pickles.
Okay.
Munch on one of them and keep going.
Okay. Boop. That's the kitchen.
And
the chef is dead. There's a corpse on the floor.
aye. This door.
Which door?
I'm gonna go through it. I'm just gonna look through.
Outside. That's where the dudes were fighting, and now the situation has changed. That's where the 4 dudes were fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Now these guys are dead.
Oh wow, they.
Was that the dudes in black or the?
That was
dudes
the
with
night guys. The night guys are
The
dead.
knights got killed, even though it looked like they were winning.
Yep.
I'll leave that for now. Safety leave and go up to that door. Where's this one going?
Looking through, that's a laundry room.
Okay, back down here.
Okay. You wanna go outside?
I want to see what's in this door over here.
The door that you're at?
No, the other one. Is this not a door, is it?
Oh, that one. Yeah, that one is currently on fire. That's where the fire elemental is.
Oh, aye, because that's where the elemental went. Aye.
Aye. Yep.
Fuck.
You can see flames coming out of those windows.
And there's... What's this over here? Is this just part of the laundry?
Yeah, it's just part of the laundry. It looks like stairs, but my key doesn't say anything about stairs. There's also, let's see, there's
Probably down to a
there's a
cellar or
middle-aged female human in this room that is dead. Oh, no, these stairs lead... Yeah, these stairs go up. And at the foot of the stairs, there's a dead lady.
They go up,
Yes.
so there's no stairs that go down.
Apparently not.
So much for a cellar. Shit, I suppose I'll go up here.
You hear running footsteps from above you.
Right.
You going upstairs?
Coming towards.
Okay. I need to move
No,
you.
are they coming? Okay.
No, they're not coming down the stairs. They're just
Hey,
like
take me
above
with
you. Are you going upstairs?
Yeah, I was
Okay.
going to go up.
So you come
Like,
up the
quietly.
staircase, you're here. I'll mark it. Boop. You're in a room full of scared-looking servants. They scream when you come up the stairs, and they see you, and then there's a moment of confusion.
I think you'd like put his hands up and be like, just like finger to his lips. It's like, not gonna hurt you, just stay quiet.
Somebody says, "What's happening? I smell
I
smoke."
don't know. The place is on fire, the sooner you get out here, the better.
So you
but-
say fire, and they start to like push past you to go get back down the stairs.
yeah, I'll just let them go.
They are outie because Black Viper opened the back gate.
And hopefully we
Foresight.
got those two guys that were
Yeah, right.
there.
At least some of
And
them will
what-
make it out, probably.
Aye.
You boop.
I'll look through this door, I'm not going through yet.
It's a
No,
hallway.
Okay. But nothing behind me.
Nope.
This door here.
Hang on. That is the kids' room.
No kids.
No kids.
Yeah. Oh,
There's
Before I
battle
go round the
raging
corner-
all around you.
yeah.
The building shakes. It's much more violent on the second story.
Mm-hmm. I'll like peek around the corner to see if there's anyone there.
Staircase.
At the other end.
Yerp.
And that's just leads to a dead end.
That's a staircase there. This is a door, actually.
Is it? Right, okay.
Wait, yeah,
behind door number
that's a dead end.
50. Any windows?
Not here. No, this is the servant area.
Okay, this staircase then. Going
So
further up
this,
or down?
so I accidentally misread the map. This staircase was what you came up, so it's actually in this room, for the sake of continuity. But it just leads you back to the laundry room.
What?
The staircase that you came up here
Uh-huh.
is actually here, so I'm just moving it to actually be here. So this is just a dead end hallway.
Okay, so what was... This was just the servants' room.
This whole thing is just the servants area.
Okay, back downstairs then.
Move you back downstairs. Nyom. Boop. There you go.
Yeah.
You hear somebody scream, and then you hear a thud from outside.
Yeah, I'm not going that way. Back in here.
Okay.
And let's see how the battle's going on in here.
Not great. It's going about like that.
So pretty much everyone else is dead except
Oh,
for
yeah.
the big guy.
There's now something outside in the yard.
Yeah, I'm not tangling with these guys. I'd rather go deal with the other two.
Make yourself check. Wait, where are you going?
Oh yeah,
Are you going
because
outside?
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not gonna try and tangle with that lot.
Okay.
There's only so far my stealth can take me.
Okay. So you look out the door, and now the two thugs are cowering, as there's a giant fire elemental come out the other side of the burning building, and they're just like sizing each other up.
Caught between a rock and a hot place.
Yes.
I'm like gonna stay behind this door. See
Okay.
what they're gonna do. If the fire elemental starts coming towards me, I'm
Okay. Then in that
I
case, the
can-
fire elemental, yeah, goes towards them, and they scream and start fighting.
okay.
Hot.
Pretty much.
This building here, this room here, is completely on fire. There's huge flames and a lot of smoke billowing up into the sky. You can hear shouts from the neighbors now.
Mm-hmm. I've a better chance to sneak past these three, so I'm gonna like try and get around.
Try and get up in here.
No, get around them. Around
Oh,
to the outside.
make a stealth check. They are occupied, so you have advantage.
Yeah.
However, if you're going to pass that close to the fire elemental, you're going to take damage.
I'd rather just get past them.
Okay, then you're going to take 2 points of heat damage as this thing is roasting these dudes. You get up here
And just get past and up.
and up. Okay, you get up, all the way back up into the yard. These guys are dead. These guys are toast. All these guys are toast. This building is half destroyed at this point. You can look into the walls. You can see a bunch of charred corpses. It looks like a guard barracks. All the cots are like on fire.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I come out here. Who's this that's dead?
It is a half orc that you don't recognize.
Okay, I'll come back up to the window.
Okay, so as you like look at the corpse, you like pause for a second, see if you notice it. From above you, you hear, "Who is that?"
Nope. and the window.
Okay, so you jump in the window. You hear, "Hey!" And then yeah, running footsteps above you. Esvili's not in here.
Well, no, fuck this. I'm out.
All right, where are you going?
Like.
You just
out
running
toward-
for it, Jack Sparrow style?
Yeah, going towards the horse.
Okay, so this is so fucking good. So you just run back into the stables. There's a kid, like, trying to coax one of the horses out. You bust through the door. The kid screams, runs behind the horse, and the horse just kicks him.
Oh no!
Oh.
Is the kid out? Is he dead? What?
He's on the ground. You would have to stop and see if he's alive.
I'm not even going to see if he's alive. I'm just going to like grab the kid over the shoulder and go.
Okay, so you grab the kid. He's like 8 years old. You grab the
Yeah.
kid, run. You run outside. No horse.
Just let under his breath. Fuck.
Something, and then it gets worse.
Yeah, right.
No choice about it. Like just find a nearby alleyway and hide.
Okay, so you're gonna run.
away
You're gonna
from
run
this.
away from this scene
Yeah.
to try to find a place to hide. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Okay. Make that stealth check.
Are you taking the kid with you?
Yeah.
Okay, then you would have disadvantage, which means you just have a normal roll. But you rolled really good, so it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
The kid is like flailing ineffectually, like against your back. He's apparently conscious. When you stop running, he's like, let me go, I'll scream!
When they stop, it was just like, shut it, or I'm gonna. You can deal with that while back there.
You're one of them! You're one of them!
No, I'm not. Otherwise, you would be dead.
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Oh, why disadvantage?
Because you just abducted this child, that's why. So he just like points a shaking, like grubby finger at you. He says, "You're a Zentarum!"
I just like put him down and be like, right, fine, you want to go deal with him? Be my guest, and like turn to walk away.
Okay, yeah, he fucking runs off. He just fucking bolts. He's shouting like guards, the villa's been attacked. And just runs off.
Aye, and like I'm off.
Where do you go?
No, I'll go back to the name. Why? Fucking Darnan's place. Yawning portal.
You're going to go back to the Yawning portal. Okay,
Yeah.
so you start
I'm
up.
not sticking
Are you sticking to the streets? Are you going to the roof? What's your play?
Can I change my mind?
Yeah, where are you going?
Aye, instead of like going anywhere, I'm like gonna keep an eye on the scene, see what
Okay.
all happens if they like go off with Floxen or not.
In that case, you see the building burn down.
Mm-hmm.
You see the elementals dissolve into nothingness. You see Zaraj the Hunter come out the stable gate, like following a trail. He goes to the alleyway where you were, and then like looks around, and he starts to go back in, and then the city watch shows up with like 20 carriages.
Oh god.
And like you look again, and Zaraj is gone.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Well, if everything else has died down, or like the watch are taking care of it, I'll disappear now. Go back to the Yawning portal.
Okay, so are you going via the street, or are you going?
Roofs avoiding the patrols.
Okay. Make a stealth check. I know. I've had to make a million of these.
Yeah.
And you pass every single one. So you get to...
He's
Okay.
a rogue to be expected.
Never let that darn rogue out of sight.
Yeah, right? Wow, Esvile. So you see Esvile before Esvile sees you. She's in her Black Viper garb. She's on the back of this black, like, riding horse. And she's just, like, riding up and down, like, a connecting street. And a couple times she turns towards the manor, and she, like, stops and keeps pacing.
I'll like. I can't remember what this scene is out of, but like drop down on the horse behind her and be like, "Hi."
Several of them. Pick a Jackie Chan movie.
Yeah, pretty much.
So I think she's. So you drop down on the back of the horse, and I think she's going to, in one motion, scream and kick you. What's
Can
your
I
armor
roll
class?
to dodge?
Yeah, what's your armor class?
Depends, 15 or 17.
I mean,
17 if I want to use my defensive duelist.
Either way, she failed. So she like screams and like gets up on the horse and goes to kick you, and the horse like is a moving animal, so she like stumbles and like falls off the saddle, and you have to like grab her, like jump up onto the saddle and grab her so she doesn't fall.
I grab her and pull her back on.
And then she's like sitting on the saddle in front of you, facing you, as the horse is going up the street. And I think the first thing she says is, "Dear gods, I thought you were the watch."
Do you really think the watch would be that elegant?
Do you really think the watch would have that much panache?
Exactly.
All right.
But the watch had that
Fair.
much style and class.
We should
Thank
go.
you.
That was a fire elemental. We should go.
Yes. And I think you like jabs you on the shoulder and it's like, thanks for waiting for me.
I never said I would wait for you.
I mean, you did, though.
No. I said if we got separated, we would meet back up at your place.
He like, looks at her like, uh-huh.
Now, my question is, are you, like, holding onto her still or not?
I think he would be realizing
Okay,
that, like,
yeah, so I think there's that moment where you're like, we should go, and she, like, starts to turn around and realizes that you've got, like, your hands on her waist, and she just, like, I think your eyes just meet, and there's that moment of,
I let you just shift himself back and let go.
Just shift herself back, sit on his hands, you know, blush. She turns back around in the saddle, and yeah, the horse starts, like, cantering through the streets. Now, you're noticeable. Two rogues on the back of a horse are noticeable. She's like,
Where are we going and make it quick?
Just head back to Troll Skull.
Alright.
and yeah, and then we diagonal wipe to Lawrence, Connie, Pierce, and Salcom all coming, like, you're in Troll Skull Manor. I assume that's where you guys met up that evening.
Makes sense.
Rainier is, like, in the middle of explaining some stuff. So like Rainier is there too, and he says, like, anyway, I think we're looking for one Ostral Flux, and then, like, yeah, a horse, like, gallops up outside, and he stops talking.
Mm-hmm.
Connie pokes her head out the window. Well, not out the window, but
I mean,
peers out the
Lawrence
window.
be right there next to her in the other window.
Yeah.
Before you actually got up, I was going to say, let Braden comes in and just like points at like Rainier and says, "Don't say anything, just shut up and listen."
Yeah, so I think the door flies open, and Braden and the Black Viper come in as you guys are getting, like, figuring out what's happening, and Braden says, like, stop talking, and Rainier, like, puts his hands up. He's like, I know when I'm outgunned. What are you doing here?
What's going on?
Why do you smell like smoke?
That's what I'm going to get to.
He reeks of smoke.
Are you okay? Did you get burned? Are you okay? Looking at the Black Viper.
You know,
What did you
The Black
get
Viper,
into?
the Black Viper is
Probably
cleaning
was
her nails
silent.
with a dagger, even though she's wearing gloves.
So I'm burned and slightly bitten, but I'm fine. Just give me a second to explain.
Alright, just go ahead and spill it. Where the fuck were you?
Growlhounds.
and Lawrence
Oh,
face palms like,
no.
oh,
Braden,
Please tell me you
said
didn't
you-
burn the place
you said-
down.
you said you weren't gonna go in there and kill everybody.
I mean, I didn't. I actually helped some people, but by the time we got there, the place was already ablaze. Apparently, the Black Network wanted their man back. Or dead. Take your pick.
Okay.
Do any of you know the name Zaraj the Hunter?
Lawrence's eyes
Eh,
narrow.
yeah, everybody looks at the Black Viper, and she goes,
Oh. Well, he was there.
What's
Mm.
slowed to his ears?
Why? Looking at
And it's-
Braden.
It's with a rock elemental and a fire elemental. And a bunch of his guys.
well, that's not good. Has the
No.
watch been informed?
They got there as we were leaving. And he like gestures to the Black Viper himself.
You're welcome, by the way, Harper.
Rainier sneers at her. What were you doing there?
It looks directly at Rainier and following up on Floxen.
You know what, Floxum?
Of course. Did I not mention that when you outed me?
I admit things
No,
were a
we
bit
all got kind of distracted.
Precisely.
I mean, fair. I mean, that's fair. I got some information about him. He would like managed to survive the fireball. May have had the stone.
you didn't check?
I didn't find him. The place was kind of on fire. and
It's
being attacked.
rather noticeable. He's a half-orc with a broken tusk. We get the flashback of the corpse in the yard.
Aye, Braden gets a look on his face like, fuck.
What?
There's a guy out in the yard that was... that did I see if he had a broken tusk?
Oh yeah.
There's a
Like,
guy
like
out...
when Rainier says that, we get the like flash cut of Brayden seeing the corpse.
Yeah.
That very brief diagonal wipe backwards and then
Exactly.
forwards again.
Yeah.
Pierce.
Lawrence
Like,
probably looks
stands up.
like ill.
You said the watch is there?
Braden gets a look on him like, fuck. I didn't know the guy we were looking for. I kind of expected they would be in chains or something.
You said the watch is there already?
Yes, they might have the body. Fucking the Black Network might have him. I don't know.
We need to go now.
Eh,
Like, now.
Like, we don't need to wait any longer.
I
Let's
think
go.
there's been quite enough excitement for me for one evening. I'm going to take my horse and head home.
aye, and thanks again for the help.
Rainier says, "Wait a minute, what horse? The Corralahunds had a prize," and she's already gone.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, Rainier. If they had a prize horse, they shoot that was probably it.
They
Rainier?
had a
think?
prize horse. They don't anymore.
Braden puts his hands up. It's like, it wasn't my idea.
Okay, where's she going? We can send the watch after her.
You expect her to have told me that?
Make a deception check.
I don't know where she's going. I know where she could go. I don't know
Okay,
where she
make a
is.
deception check with advantage then.
I clicked it. Are you gonna
I don't know. Is it going to do the thing?
roll 20? Are you okay? Fine.
Do the thing. Do the thing.
That's a bad omen.
There it goes. Okay, so Rainier says, "Well, yes, you're dating her. Or sleeping with her or something."
She's an acquaintance.
Lawrence would probably laugh his ass off when Rainier said that.
Yeah, Connie's snickering.
Come on.
You know,
We don't need the Ranger brother's nose to know you smell like her perfume.
I mean, to be fair, they were just riding a horse together.
They were riding something together.
Rainier, just shut up.
Now's not
That's
the
not-
time to be
that's not
crude.
important.
Let's go.
everyone in my
Briefly,
family.
Mr. Coy, were you seen?
No.
Are
Well,
you sure?
I'm pretty sure it wasn't. Very sure.
All right then. To the hunt, friends. And Rainier, starts running out the door.
With Pierce
Lawrence is
right on his heels.
Probably going to step
So is
up.
Connie.
So, wait a minute. Is it a good idea that I go? Because I kind of smell the smoke at the moment.
He's got a point.
Go take it.
A bath will take too much time. You might as well go on ahead.
Lawrence is probably going to think for a minute, and then pull a key out and offer it to Braden and just explain where he lives on Wim Street.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So
I had-
that's
I had
where
an-
you live.
I had another idea, but
There's a reason I don't invite any of you over. It's a mess, but I do have a bath.
More so
A
than
messy
this,
sage
Master
just going
Parnassus.
around to the Troll Skull Alley.
Precisely,
Troll Skull
thank you,
Manor.
Miss Gambleson. Are we going?
And, Lawrence is going to step out after he gives, Braid the key and say,
Okay.
"Oh, with the rest of you, I'm going."
Connie's headed out.
Okay. So you guys... So who's going? Lawrence, Rainier,
sock.
Sock.
Pierce.
So all of you are going. Okay. Everybody but Brayden. Okay. So you
Yep.
guys run over. We diagonal wipe. You guys are outside. It's a police scene, right? The building is still on fire. There's a bunch of people huddled around with city watch around them. There's like police tape strung up. It would be complete with like flashing lights and sirens if this was like a cop thriller, right?
Yes.
Just to mention before you go on, I would have said to him exactly where the orc was, and like the courtyard. But
Okay. You see Captain Cromley interviewing some servants, and you see Barnabas Blastwind, like, directing guards as you guys run up. And Blastwind turns. He says, I say, is that Rainier Neverember? And Rainier, like, puts a hand to the back of his head, like, fuck.
Rainier wasn't thinking.
I have an idea.
Go on.
No, this is Carlos, a temporary member of the KnightLites.
Make a deception check with disadvantage because Rainier's not helping you.
Okay, that's funny.
God damn it.
Carlos.
Okay, so I think Barnabas. Well,
I have inspiration. Can I give myself advantage on that?
it would turn it into a normal roll. Because you had disadvantage. You get an advantage on a disadvantage, it cancels it out.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, never mind.
Okay. So, by the way, if you don't have inspiration, you do now.
Hey.
So I think Barnabas says, Yes, it's all well and good, Master Sockham, but I am aware of a celebrity when I see one, completely ignoring Sockham. Master Neverember, what are you doing in the city? You should know... Never mind. There's a trouble at the moment. Have you come to give some information? No, Lord Blastwind. We're here to see to the wounded and perhaps assist in any way that we can. Wounded nothing, dead more like. The Growlhounds are dead, the children are missing, and the... Well, look at the property.
There's a lot of damage.
I keep getting to the scene too late.
And Lawrence gonna step up. If the fires are still going, I can help keep them in check.
And who are you?
This is Lawrence Parnassus, one of the KnightLites, one of my associates.
Myth extraordinaire. And, yep, right there. That's the...
I don't see how this has anything to do with our ongoing investigation, Mr. Apparel.
We have information that one of the people present here were present at the scene.
Who?
One of the people, Floxen, the one who escaped the fireball.
Cromley comes over at this point and he says, Floxen. He nods at Barnabas. Ursula Floxen is among the dead. Fell from the balcony during the melee.
Did they have anything on their person?
Personal effects. They're currently in the custody of the City Watch, being assigned and categorized, cataloged. You could stop by in the morning.
Lawrence is looking at the rest like, I don't think this can wait until the morning.
Me neither.
I need to know if something specific was on his person. If you can share that information.
I didn't see the body myself. Most I can do is a coroner's report, but he wasn't precisely searched on premises.
This could be really bad.
This could be very bad.
Hell. All of this is bad.
I should say so. It goes from bad to worse in this investigation. To your point about arriving late, Miss Gandalson, I suppose it's preferable to being a suspect in yet another burning.
Fair, but I can't do my job if I'm not here.
There are wounded, Miss Gandalson, among the servants. Apparently someone let them out before things got too bad. And he gestures over at the crowd of servants. There's a small boy took a rather... kicked by a horse, I think.
Excuse me a minute, and she'll go tend to the wounded.
Yeah, okay. So we'll do you have anything you need to do with that, or do we want to stay with the others?
She'll probably like ask around, see who's seen what while she's at it.
Make an investigation check. Make a medicine check and an investigation check.
Oh no, every single servant there saw Brayden.
They saw us in Tarum.
That's true.
I'm assuming Brayden was wearing a hood.
Uh-huh.
Of course Brayden will wear the hood.
Okay.
It's Brayden.
So make the investigation check as well. Okay, so you could ply your trade, but you soon get lost in the healer's art and don't really get a chance to ask him information. These people are shook.
And I'm guessing the inspiration wouldn't help here.
Unfortunately not. It would only give you advantage since you said it after the roll.
Okay.
I thought it was advantage before.
Well, it's not going to help here either way. So anyway, so the rest of you, you're with Cromley and Blastwind. Rainier's looking distinctly uncomfortable, and he says, "Well, if you don't have need of me, I don't think so. You need to come down to the Hall of Justice, and we need to have a conversation. Really, Is that Siraj the Hunter?" And Cromley looks, and Rainier just books it.
Hey, look, that's all as good as, hey, look, a distraction.
Nice.
Hypocrite.
I think Cromley runs after him. So you're left. So it's Blastwind, Lawrence, Pierce, and Salcom.
If the stone isn't on Floxen's person, then we have bigger issues and we have no idea where it is.
Yeah, then we've got a dead end.
Did we hear who the attack was from? Like, do they know and did they tell us?
No, they didn't.
I believe
No.
Brayden knows, and we're choosing not to say who did it. I
Yeah,
believe.
he said the Black Network wanted their man or wanted him dead. That's what he said.
Yeah.
If Floxen doesn't have it, we've pretty much just hit a brick wall.
Well, the good news is, excuse me. Well, the good news is, Floxen is dead.
That's almost good news.
But the bad
Almost
news
good.
is Floxen is dead.
Right.
Yeah. If Floxen's dead, we don't have any information that he can spare us.
Pierce, you got quiet.
If Floxen is dead, then we don't have any of the information he could have spared us if he was alive.
Sounds like you need a cleric, my boy.
Yes, but if he was alive, we could just ask him bluntly instead of trying to figure out yes or no's.
You are tending the wounded.
Right, never mind.
I think Sokkam's gonna say that.
So say it.
Side note, I'd like to imagine that every time Pierce gets quiet, it's because he's talking into the pillow he conjured a little bit ago.
Yeah, right?
Hello?
Hi, Sock, welcome back.
Hello, Saul.
Did that pick up or no?
No.
No.
Nope.
The good news, if he's dead, is he's easy to search. The bad news, if he's dead, then yeah, we need a cleric, but that seriously limits our questions.
There's also the fact that he could have been searched prior to us finding him.
You could ask the other orc.
There's another orc?
And Lawrence look over. What other orc?
Lady Growlhorn's personal bodyguard.
Maybe worth a shot.
Who's the bodyguard?
He gestures over at like the group of servants. He says, "The lords of the house might be deceased, but their servants seem more than willing to talk."
I'm assuming he's pointing over there to them and say that he's over there.
Yep.
And Pierce walk over.
Yeah, I mean, Lawrence
Yeah.
would be right.
Connie is
behind me.
probably currently tending to him. He's a big half-orc. None of you recognize him. He's like bloody and angry. His clothes are fucked up, but he's not dead, for one.
Excuse me, sir.
1 second. I need to open up his character sheet.
Okay. Do we have a picture of him?
That's what I'm checking, friend.
Whoop, whoop.
I think Connie's like wrapping up a
This is
bandage
the
around
boy.
his wrist or something.
Whew,
He's
that's
a
not
real looker,
handsome
that
man.
one.
That's a handsome man right there.
That has been in several fights, and you should see the other guy.
Yeah.
He's got a face for radio, I'll tell you that.
So yeah. So you walk up to him. And you say, "Might we have a word?" And he like spits out some blood, not at you, just like on the ground. And he says, "Spoke to the watch already."
We're not the watch.
For the KnightLites.
He like snorts, but not dismissively. Seems to be a man of few words.
The KnightLites, friend to everyone and hero to anyone who needs it.
Pierce
Frabaz.
goes,
What was that?
Frabaz.
I believe that's his name.
He nods.
Ah.
Can you tell us what happened? How the fire started? Anything?
He says, "I failed."
Hmm.
So we heard. But you're alive. So are they.
My lord and his lady are not. The children are missing. It looks at his hands. I failed.
I'm sure you fought valiantly, though.
And my friend, please do not count this as a loss yet. Though they may be dead, we will be sure that whoever did this doesn't have a last laugh.
Is all he says.
Aside from those events of your duty, what did the attacker want?
Which one?
How many were there?
2. Each with an army.
Hmm.
Did you recognize
That's a lot
either
fire
of them?
damage.
He nods. One
Did you
was
fill us in?
Floxen.
Connie
Floxen
nods,
came-
like checking that off.
After
Flo-
Lady Grelhun locked him in the parlor, he staged a coup, besieged the manor, and threatened my lord.
Why lock him in the parlor?
My lady wanted something from him.
He had something on his person then.
What did that happen to be?
Some trinket. She
Well,
wanted to
that'll
use it
confirm-
to pay back Xanathar.
Pay back Xanathar?
And
Oh dear.
both of Lawrence's eyebrows go up like, uh-oh.
Oh boy. She didn't get the trinket from him, did she?
He nods. You had it in her
Right.
possession for a while.
Hmm.
Erstel got free, attacked the guards, turned those dogs against us. And then the gate exploded. And that other Zent shows up with another army and a mountain.
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 A mountain.
That may
Walking
be
mountain and a walking furnace as well.
Is this an
Yeah,
Arcana check, or would I know these are elementals?
You know these are elementals.
Lawrence would
Didn't-
know right off the bat.
Didn't Braden tell us there were elementals?
Yep.
Yes, but we're
Okay.
also trying to slightly play dumb here.
The second one,
Fair.
I don't know him, came, shouted for Floxen. I
got
called
a
my
bit
lady
of
to
a-
my side to protect the children. We fought. His captains overpowered me.
Then
Did
you
you go
weren't
look
the
at-
one who killed him.
Floxen, I wish. I was under orders not to touch him.
He's dead now, if that's any consolation.
Good.
So
What about the other one?
if
To my knowledge, they were not among the dead.
He says something in Orcish.
Did you get a good look at him?
Hang on, wait. Let me double check the languages I
I was gonna
speak.
say, I think you speak Orcish.
Someone in the party speaks Orcish. I just don't remember who it is.
I know Brady
do.
does.
Well,
I
yeah, no
do.
shit. I meant somebody else.
I do.
Okay, he says like his like I will feast on his bones.
Oh God.
Nice. That's metal as hell.
That is quite metal.
And what happened when he came after Flotsam, wouldn't he?
Threw him off the balcony.
Fuck!
Are you aware if he pulled anything off of his body first? Wait! You said the lady of the house had it, right? The trinket.
He nodded. He nods.
Do you know if anyone got the trinket off of her?
I was fighting for my life and the lives of the younglings.
If you were
A
trying to
raise-
protect the kids, what happened? Did you get split up?
When Floxen was thrown off the balcony, my lady took a sword to the side and I was distracted momentarily. I heard the big one say, "Grab the children," and then one of the brutes got me around the ears.
For
Lord,
what
they
it's
may try
worth.
to.
Since they weren't among the dead, we may find them still.
Sounds like they might try to ransom the children for the trinket, if they don't already have it.
From
No.
who? The parents are dead.
Knowing the Black Network, they'll do something even worse.
He says another Orcish oath.
And what does he say?
I think he says their entrails will salt their fields for an age.
Wow.
Dang.
Pearson
Boy,
nods
is that
to
great.
him.
Sounds like
Like
you need to-
he's barely on his feet. Like he's the mechanical equivalent of like 1 HP and all of his gear is fucked up. He's
Yeah,
like
but it's
the reason that he's not like throwing things and like full orcish rage is because he can't.
yeah.
he's
He's
what-
he's running off fumes, right?
He is on his feet by sheer like he man too angry to die is basically where he is right now.
So he's pulling a
And
Kratos.
I believe Pearson nods to him and goes,
Whatever ends up happening, the sins won't go unpaid.
We'll help make sure of that.
Agreed.
Where's the
That's the weird-
construct?
What'd you say?
Wait, what'd you say?
Where's the construct? ...
What?
Construct.
Construct?
A man of brass.
He was here?
Works here. Lives here. Delivered to my lord a few weeks prior.
I'm sorry, that's a thing? That's awesome.
The watch said they were looking for it. Supposedly stole a necklace of fireballs.
Yes.
Lawrence would look at Pierce like, uh-oh.
Yes.
Yeah, Connie's like looking at Pierce, notices Trace, looks at him, looks at Trace.
We are... hello?
Hi.
Hello?
Hear ya.
Hear ya.
Okay, well, Discord's not lighting up for me. Okay. He nods. We don't know where it is, but we're tracking it down. If we had known it was here, we would have come a lot sooner. It actually attacked a group in Trosco Alley with a fireball necklace. One of those group was actually Phloxen.
Do you happen to know who gifted the construct?
Shakes his head.
Whew. Seems we stepped into the middle of a war that was one step from going to hell.
It already went to hell, gesturing to the rubble.
Dude, I just want to check something. I'm gonna take out the thing.
Flames and all.
I'm gonna take it. What? Huh.
No, keep talking. I was continuing commenting.
Oh. I'm gonna take out the machine that was given by Nim and push the button. And push the button.
It lights up and spins around, but not nearly as vibrantly as it did before.
Does it do like the ping?
It does.
Lawrence looking over like, what the heck is that thing?
We tested the range of it while we were at the Temple of Gone by just walking away from it.
Yeah.
What's the effective range?
I mean, like, unfortunately not very high, like 300 feet.
It's apparently near. It's
So I need to clarify something.
You said it was beeping.
My notes say, and it really doesn't describe this previously, but the notes for this scene say the Nimblewright detector shows it was here in the past tense.
Oh.
And it didn't previously say that it could do time. So
Gotcha.
I'm just gonna break the fourth wall on that one.
Okay. So maybe like there's like small metal pieces.
Yeah, it
In the wreckage.
It was here at some point.
Bits and chips.
It's not
off of
here
it.
now, but we'll find it. We have orders to destroy it. Is there anything else you'd like done with it?
I think he says something in Orcish.
And that would be?
He says, melt their bones in the fire and make a gauntlet out of it.
I wish I could speak Orcish so I could say, do they even have bones?
Right?
Melt it down and piss off
Pierce
the
gives
slag.
him a solid nod. Just a very firm nod.
Is the last shot of the episode you guys turning away?
Yes.
I think so.
Yeah.
Nice. Good show, friends!
Ah!
A shame we couldn't be involved in the chaos, but
Right?
As I said, if Brayden did a thing, I would have one thing. If Brayden didn't do a thing, I would have another thing.
Yeah, I'm kicking myself not checking the body.
So,
I mean, it was kind of chaotic.
shall we do some shout-outs?
Oh, yes.
Start us off, Triscare.
Hello, everyone. I'm Trishcare. If you like what we do here, I'm always hanging around the Discord. I'm in Kit's Twitch chat. So, if you need something, if you want to talk, if you need soft and fluffy things knit, I am your burb. Hit me up anytime.
Nightfall.
Hello. I am Nightfall the Kitsune. I am Kit's community manager, as well as just a chaotic fox in general. I exist in the shrine. I'm always there. I also do stream thing occasionally. Don't know when I'm gonna do that again.
You do it. Brightwind is unfortunately here and was watching the show and listening in, but does not have his mic. We'll hopefully have that fixed next week for you guys, and we will get our trusty Rockham back with us sooner rather than later. Unfortunately, Rock was passed out for most of this, so he's going to have lots of explanations when he wakes up. That'll be fun. Gracie.
Hey, I'm Brechmila, aka Gracie. I do a lot of art and things for Kit's channel, and I also love tabletops. So if you like either of those things, give me a poke.
Delta.
Yo, I'm Delta, your resident Mad Scotsman. You'll find me hanging about Kit's channel, doing Keeper stuff, playing Destiny, fucking Warframe, sometimes Helldivers. If you ever need a hand with something, give me a shout and I'll see if I can help.
Guy Games crashed during the outro, but you can find him over at these links here. He's a good dude, calls himself the Bard in Training, helps me every Wednesday night for hitting the books. It is a show where we teach you guys how to do stuff like this. Explain tabletop rule sets or tabletop gaming in general. We'd absolutely love for you to stop by. And for my part, I am the Shop-Eyed Kitsune, the teller of tales and the weaver of mysteries, the masked bard. This is a channel that is devoted to lore and storytelling, world-building, role-playing, and discussions of those things. So if that's to your fancy, you're in excellent company here, and I do hope that you enjoyed your time with us. I stream every single day that my health or my internet permits me to do so, starting at 1 p.m. and rolling with advantage, which is 2 chances to catch a given stream. Tomorrow, if I have the spoons, today has been very stressful, but if I have the spoons tomorrow, we'll be back with Neo 2 in the afternoon, and then our Session 0 of the upcoming Crown of Fangs, a Tomb of Annihilation 5th edition module that we've got a very interesting party for, and I hope you guys will enjoy. For now, I'm gonna go rest because I'm exhausted and I need to eat. But, as always, I'd like to leave you with these parting words. From myself, my keepers, and those joining me on the stage this evening, to all of you, the regulars, the followers, the newcomers, and the lurkers, whether you're just having a seat by the fire, or you've got a running tab at the bar, remember, there's always more stories to tell. And hopefully, I'll see you all next time, as we venture back into Waterdeep with a new chapter. Good night, you guys. Thank you so much for stopping by, and hope to see you again soon.